It's February 9th, 2026. I am at Joel Pearl, thejoelpearl.com on Blue Sky, and it's time to get in the weeds. A marvelous, magical, montiferous Monday to everybody. It's cold. It's hella cold in the city of Toronto. It feels like negative 30 Celsius with the wind chill. It is cold and windy, and Jeremy Lambert is here. He is not cold or windy. In fact, before we started, he had to peel off the layers because he was so hot. How you doing, pal?
I'm well, tired. My voice is sore. I don't know why.
Yeah, what happened? Did you do a bunch of podcasts this weekend suddenly? You doing the ITW weekend without telling us?
Do you want to know I have no voice and I had to take off my clothes before the show, Joel?
Are you sick?
No.
Why are you?
It's very hot and my wife had me screaming. That's it.
Send the kids to school.
Kids are going, you know.
Yeah, I hope so.
It was a good morning.
Jesus Christ. No Blue Mondays for you. If they sponsored us, it'd be a Blue Chew Monday at best. We get the ad read out of the way and everything. Come on, where are you at, sponsors? You know you want it.
I'm just going to get a text message of like, oh my God.
What's the worst that could happen? Don't answer that.
That's fine. It's fine. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Hope everyone had a good morning. I was screaming at the curling this weekend is why I really don't have a voice.
Well, at least you put your wife over in this one.
Curling was, man, I was getting into it, as I always do. Every 4 years, the curling, I get into it.
Why don't you just watch the Scotties Tournament of Hearts?
I don't know what that is. That's
like the big curling tournament. Like, granted, it's in Canada, but like it's the major curling event of the year.
Oh, like, see, I believe all of this. I had this conversation with my wife this weekend of like, I would watch curling if I like knew when it was on, and it was like accessible and everything. I just don't know when it's on or where to access it and whatnot. And like, I already follow enough stuff to where I don't have time to like look into it more. It's not like in front of me enough to compared to, you know, like the major sports and stuff. And I'm already so invested in the other sports that like I don't know if I could deal with another sport trying to get like invested to, especially one I gotta almost go out of my way to watch. But when it's on in the Olympics and it's right there and it's on the app and I know when it's on and everything, you best believe I'm watching that shit, man. US, they're in the semifinals. I just got done watching the game from this morning at like 4:00 against Italy. They lost in the 8th end against Italy, but now they play Italy Italy's the champions too. They're the reigning gold medalist, and they play Italy again in the semifinals at 12. So we're in this show like actually on time today because I got to watch the curling semifinals. All right, everybody. There's some great games this weekend. I mainly only watched the U.S. games. They lost to Korea somehow. That was a terrible loss. And they lost to Great Britain, which was a tough one. But they beat Sweden to secure their spot in the semifinals. And Corey Dropkin hit a triple to secure that. I was hype on that. I was like, oh, fuck, let's go. But yeah, I was getting into the curling as I do every 4 years. So I'm excited for the semifinals today, and hopefully U.S. can get the revenge against against Italy and head to the finals.
I was going to offer to give you the login to my Bell TV app so that you could watch some of this stuff when it's not the Olympics, and then I realized so they only allow 5 devices. And they don't tell you whose devices they are. It just says iPhone, iPad, and then one said Chrome Windows. And I was like, well, I know Chrome Windows is probably mine. So I deleted it. And I put mine in because I wanted to watch the SuperBowl parts that I wanted, the halftime show. And the last like 2 minutes of the game. And I didn't even watch the last 2 minutes of the game.
It was over by the last 2 minutes of the game.
I had it on and I had the sound off and I was working on other stuff. But anyway, I digress. I would give it to you, but yeah, they only let you have up to 5 things, and I don't know. I know my brother is using some of them, but I don't know which device.
It's not important.
Well, he does pay the bill for that particular deal. It's
my
mom's, but it's my mom's cable. That's the thing. We all share a cable account, not a bank account. So
I
I,
understood that reference.
I would give you access, but I honestly don't know who has it. But just the
Just kick
iPhone,
them all off.
I
Just
should have
yeah, just
and see who figures it out. But the problem
yeah.
is, I feel like one of them is going to be my mom, and it's going to be one of the iPads. So maybe I should just kick off the iPhones. One of them is going to be my iPhone, I assume, because I have access to the TV account.
Right.
Hmm.
Now, I mean, I'm sure I can find it. You know, it's not like it's gonna be difficult to find. I know I have enough streaming websites to where I can find this kind of stuff. It's just if I don't know when it's on, and because it's not a sport that it's not something that I'm very tough for me to like get into a new sport in that way. Like I tried to get into soccer many years ago, and I just couldn't keep up with it.
It's
And
not
it's not even. Go ahead.
it's not for me either. I have tried.
No, like, and I like soccer. It's not even like I'm against the sport or anything. Because again, World Cup comes on, I'm into the World Cup. If it's a champions, if it's like a Champions League game, like a major Champions League, like I'll tune it on and everything. Because as I've said many times, I like watching the best compete. So I tried to get into soccer, and I already keep up with enough. Again, like if it's not in front of me, and if I'm not constantly checking, and I don't have the capacity to, especially now with 1,200 kids. Like I really like I was trying to do this years ago when I didn't have kids, and I couldn't do it. So now I really can't imagine doing it. I got enough on my plate with my actual job, being into hockey and basketball the way that I am, being into football, and then just family. So yeah, it's just too much. I can't add another thing. Like all right, I'm gonna really get into this and really follow this. I can't do it.
The trick is to not care, and therefore don't follow.
Oh, that's basically where I'm at. Again, I'll watch the stuff that I like, and if I'll watch like the major games and everything, but I just can't follow it like on the day to day kind of stuff. I respect people that do, and they can watch all these multiple sports, but I feel like for most people, I'd love to just stop watching wrestling. That
Yeah,
would be
seriously,
great.
is that an option that we have?
It's not an option considering my job kind of counts on it. But I imagine most people pick like 2 to 3 sports they're heavily invested in, and then everything else is just kind of I'll watch it, or I'll kind of like I know a little bit about it, and I'll keep up with the major stuff. But is there anybody in our chat that is like heavily invested into more than 3 sports? And by that I mean like you can basically name all the games that are going on that day. You can say where the standings. You can name 75% of the players. Like, is there
Wait, in the league or in the team that you support?
in the league, if it's the
Oh my
team,
gosh.
like I hope like 100% of the players.
Wow.
But yeah, is anybody that's like heavily invested into more than 3 sports? Because I would say I'm heavily invested in 2, and then football is more of a casual investment. Like I know all the players on my team, and I know the major stars from other teams, but I don't. Because it's weekly, I know most of the games and most of the stuff. But like, I can't name you the defensive tackle on. I couldn't name you the defensive tackle on the Seahawks last night. But I can't name certainly like 70% of the players in the league. Although because of like quarterbacks and wide receivers and everything, then it's a little bit easier. But yeah, is there anybody that's like more than 3 you're like really heavily invested into?
I feel like your qualifications are that of like a sports media journalist who follows and comments and makes money based on the
No,
companies provide.
because like I said, like basketball, certainly I can name you generally where you don't have to know it like exact. I'm not asking for. I understand like if you don't know it exact, but you can at least name most of the the standings, most of the games that are kind of coming up, the big games, and most of the players. Maybe 75% is like too high or something. But again, I feel like basketball, I have a good grip on things. Now, it does help that I cover basketball for another website, so I'm pretty up on I'm pretty up on things. Hockey, I'm fairly good at. Certainly with my team, I'm fairly good, and the West in general, everybody is just bunched up in the East. But I can name like all the kind of the top guys on each team and everything. And then football, yeah, like I'm good with my team, and because it's weekly, I know generally where the standings are and who's playing and everything, and I know the star players. I feel like that's for most people where it's at. Maybe my qualifications are a little too high, but maybe like all right, 50% of the players in the league.
I think a lot of people who are heavily into the sports that they love, obviously the baseline is your hometown or just your favorite team.
Yeah.
And if you're a hardcore fan of that team, you're more likely to seek out other major players on other teams to keep track of. And that's why the idea of like the 75% to me was really high, because to me it's like when I was big into the Sens and the Ducks to the point where like I knew all the players on the teams plural, and I would keep track of like both divisions. I would have to pay attention to the Pacific and also to the Atlantic at the time. So there was a reason for me to be watching those other teams. Yeah, I never had it to the point where I was covering or paying attention to all the teams at once, unless I was super bored and probably lonely because I was probably single at the time, watching Game Center Ice, watching 4 games at a time where I could be like game 1, 2, 3, 4 on the screen and just kind of pace it out. That was the height of my hockey fandom, but I was never. It started somewhere. I'll put it like that, and I would always focus. Maybe it's just me. I'd be hyper focused on one sport at a time. Almost wrestling was always there, and it is always there, but like sports is different from the NBA, NHL, football, NFL kind of coverage and paying attention to it.
Soccer, there's like so much going on.
So many leagues.
Yeah. Henry's saying there's like 100 leagues. Like if I did it and when I tried to, it was just like the Premier League. Is it Premier or Premier? They say it in weird ways. I always just say Premier. Yeah, but some people like the Premier League.
Yeah, those people are weird. It's Premier.
Yeah, the Premier League. Like that would that's like that's basically like the big league though, right? Like that's where the best players are until they're washed and they come to the US. But that would be the league that I would follow if I decided to follow it. But there's just again there's too much. I'm already invested in too much stuff. I just can't get into soccer like that. But again, World Cup comes around, I'm in. I'm watching the World Cup, and I root for the US. It's cool, but I just root for good games. I know that's kind of a cop out answer, but I just root for good games when it comes to that kind of stuff, because I'm not invested enough in the US team. I don't know enough of the players to be super invested in them, so I just hope the games are good and we get like some high drama kind of stuff.
My brother messaged me last night and said, "Hey, are you watching the Super Bowl?" And I was like, "Brother, I am currently watching a man with a giant beard eat a 28-inch pizza in record time on YouTube. That is what I'm currently doing."
You watching the Braun Strowman show?
No, I have respect for myself. I'm watching Beard Eats Food. And also, Braun's not doing this on YouTube. He's making network money.
Yeah, fair. RKO Kane, is it even fun when your team wins like the Thunder when they're favored number 1 all season? It gets annoying because like we got off to a really great start and then everybody's like, "Oh, they're gonna beat the record." I was like, man, we're 30 games into the season. Do you know how long this season is to go 73-9? Like that's why the Warriors, the fact that they did it was such a feat, because it's such a long season. There's so many injuries, and now we're like 41-13. So yeah, we're not even gonna be close to the record. We might not even beat our win total from last year. I will say for OKC this season, because of the injuries, it feels like a long season. And like it's fun to see how the team develops and the new wrinkles they're working on. So someone who has watched like every Thunder game basically since the teams existed, and certainly since this era has existed, like you're just looking for like various improvements and everything, but it's just a matter of like let's just stay healthy until the playoffs come around, and then of course the games start. It's the same with the Avs because the Avs have been number one all season. They've slipped in the last few weeks, basically since Landeskog got hurt, and it's just like, all right, let's get to the Olympics, which are here now. Let's get to the trade deadline because they're gonna make some moves, and then let's just start figuring more things out after the trade deadline, and then get into the playoffs. Like it's still fun. Like it's not like I don't watch the games, and I didn't watch the San Antonio game the other week because like they played 8 guys and it was whatever. But I watch all the other games, and yeah, as Sean was saying, like it's always fun when your team wins. Like you're not gonna complain about like, oh man, my team won again. This sucks. It's fun when your team, and I don't take the losses too hard. I said that coming into the year. I was like, I'm not going to be hard during the regular season. I'm not gonna get upset about it. The losses on the right, and I haven't. Like the only game I was really into in that manner was ring night against Houston. I wanted that win, but every other game, it's like, all right, if we win, great. If we lose, whatever. It's one game, long season. Playoffs gonna be a wreck for both sports. Absolute wreck for playoffs.
I don't know if my teams will make the playoffs. The Sens are on a bit of a run though. They're doing okay.
Yeah.
The Ducks are the Ducks.
Are you gonna watch? You gonna watch the hockey Olympics, Joel?
There's a good possibility that I will. Granted, the games are like 6 a.m. So actually, you know what? I'm just looking now. Czech and Canada. It's a 10:30 start on Thursday, so I can probably watch that.
Yeah, I think they're in a decent. They're at decent times and everything this year.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, I know that the mayor here was trying to push for the possibility of opening the bars earlier so that people could get their drink on for the hockey. And I was like, all right, because you know what? In 2012? There was the Winter Olympics that the game was on at like 6 a.m. Maybe it was last time they were in Italy. But either way, Canada was in the final and it was a big deal. Long story short, I went to the bar at 6 a.m. with a bunch of friends to go watch, which is pretty great. So if you do it, have fun, but be safe. I'll probably keep track of what's going on, and I'll watch the important games. I'll watch the kickoff game, the Czech game, but after that, it's going to depend. Team Canada is usually pretty good.
Yeah, they're like always in the...
For that one year where they tanked and didn't, but since then it's been pretty solid. So, they'll be fine. A mayor of Toronto being pro-intoxication saying, you know what it is? It's not even, first of all, true. Second of all, this mayor is not even pro-intox. She just wants businesses to like have a leg up, especially local businesses. That's her big deal, is like, I want the local businesses to open up and be able to fill up, because honestly, a lot of like small businesses, bars and all that were decimated after COVID, and the people just aren't coming back. Plus, you know, shit's expensive and the city is expensive, and not everyone can make the time or the effort or have the money to go and enjoy a night, or in this case, a morning out. Just get shit-faced before you go to work. It's great. Don't worry about it. So yeah, the women's hockey, Draws is saying, is competitive to watch. It is. That'll be a lot of fun as well. So
is it? I feel like it's just Canada and US in the finals every year.
No, every once in a while you get some surprises going on. Like someone from Latvia suddenly like star of the show, and you're like, oh shit, here we go.
Team Canada outshot, like, I think it was Switzerland or somebody, like 50-4 the other game, and I was like, this can't be that fun. When was the last? It's been Canada and
it's been
US
Canada for years. Yeah, it has.
Yeah, I don't feel like the women's hockey, like, it's fun. I watch it, but it doesn't feel like it's competitive at all.
Let's take a quick look at the history of women's Olympic hockey.
All right.
Hold on. This sucks. It's not giving me the. I got to get history. You got to specify. Ice hockey at the Olympic Games. Yeah, you do, because otherwise it's in like 2026.
Sure.
Results. Canada. This is 1920. Let's go to 26.
1920.
So Finland is 22.
Just women's?
Men's? No, give me the women's.
Yeah.
There we go. The women, as of the 2022 Olympics, the Canadian women have 5 gold. The US have 2.
Yeah, that's every tournament.
2 and 4. So Canada 2 for and US 4 for silver, and then bronze. The US has 1, and Canada's never bronzed. Finland has 4 bronze. Sweden has a bronze and a silver. So there you go. It's always the Swedes.
Yeah, so it's Canada in the finals like every year.
There's only 5 teams anyway, apparently, and Switzerland.
Yeah, so I mean, the games they're competitive. Like I do like the games. It's not that I'm going against women's hockey or anything. It's just you kind of know you're getting Canada and the US in the finals. There's more than 5 teams. What are you talking about?
I mean, medaling like in the last several Olympics.
Last since it existed.
Yeah, pretty much.
I say there's way more than like 5 teams overall. It's the same 5 teams that are in the middle rounds effectively. It's Canada, US, Finland, and Sweden, and I guess sometimes Switzerland gets in there.
So this year to qualify, it was Canada, Czech Republic, Finland, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Sweden, Switzerland, United States.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been Finland, United States, and Canada for the last while, and yeah, that's about it. No. Everyone else, like in terms of medaling and being on top of the game.
I would actually like to. I follow enough hockey accounts that are also into the PWHL to where I know a little bit about what's going on. And it's again one of those things of like I just don't have the investment to like the time to like really invest myself in this stuff. But I'll casually kind of follow it when it's on.
It's fun. It's affordable if you are in a town that has PWHL. And shout out to Pat LaPrade, who actually is covering PWHL really well, and he has a connection to wrestling. He was the guy behind Femme Fatale Wrestling for a long time. Before that was put to bed, he moved on from that, and he famously gave Sami Zayn the it was the "you got the loudest cheer at the Bell Center ever" out of any. He gave him that statistic, and that was a Pat LaPrade special. So shout out to Pat and the PWHL. It is a very good time. Again, if you're in a city where you can get tickets, go. I do recommend it, and it's an inexpensive, very entertaining opportunity to go watch.
Joel, we're like 23 minutes in this show. Do you want to do all the stuff that we didn't do, so then we can keep talking about way more important stuff?
I don't know if there is way more important stuff.
No. The more important stuff is the Olympics still, because I still have more Olympics to talk about.
Okay, go ahead, leave a thumbs up on the video if you haven't yet. Now you know what we do on the show. Everything but the thumbnail. Well, the thumbnail comes in like an hour in, I mean, maybe a little less than that. Unless you're Jeremy and SB3, at which point you say it's an hour and it's an hour and a half till you get.
Well, we had a lot to talk about on Thursday.
I get it. And while you're at it, you can also subscribe to the channel. Plenty of stuff going on. Yesterday, Collins and JPJ did Coast to Coast. That's their new show. Looks like they're getting some good traction, and they're a couple weeks in. So go check them out. And of course, Rob and Maggie on Fridays, Jeremy and Jensen on the Spotlight on Thursday nights, and you, me, SB3, some combination of the 3, Monday to Friday here on the channel. And you can donate to Super Chat any amount. Get your question or your statement read on the air. Supports all of the aforementioned people on this channel, which we always appreciate as well. We'll get to those super chats because everyone's talking about the thumbnail and the important stuff. Well, the important parts of the important stuff.
All right, somebody asked greater than hard guess poll question. Yes, I literally put it up as Joel was talking. I'm gonna see how many of you people I gotta dislike, because the poll question is curling, yes or no. And if you say no, I dislike you. Can I see who like voted on the poll question? I want to know. I don't
think so. I think it's an anonymous poll.
I'm gonna really I already don't like our chat. I'm just kidding, love you guys. But now I'm gonna really see like how much I have to dislike our chat by not liking the curling. I've already seen some people be like, I can't get into curling. Like, all right, that's fine. I'm just kidding with you guys. It is what it is. Izzy Dame. Charles Walker saying curling is a sport that feels like shuffleboard on ice. I was having this conversation.
What it is?
No.
Not exactly, but mostly.
No. I was having this conversation with my wife. You ever seen the Robin Williams bit where he talks about like the inventor of golf, and he's talking about it like you take the little ball and you're gonna like hit it into the hole, and like, oh, so it's like pool. He's like, fuck no, it's not like pool. The ball is gonna be 300 yards away and you're gonna whack it a million times and all this stuff. And it's like, oh, it's like cricket or whatever. It's like, fuck no, it's not cricket. We're gonna put sand and water around it. You know what I'm talking about? Is
Yes.
anyone? I'm sure people have seen this bit.
First of all, I'm pretty sure it's from the Weapons of Mass Destruction one, where he's wearing all
Sure.
black and he's just
Sure.
tossing water all over the stage. That's that. It's probably
That
from-
sounds right. Yeah.
And also that you got to do it right, because that whole bit is based on the accent, and he's
Yes, it is.
doing a
Yeah.
Scottish accent the entire time, and it's very
Yeah.
funny.
He's doing the Scottish accent, and he's like a drunk Scottish dude and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's hilarious. I'm never gonna do it justice. That's why I wasn't trying to do it justice. But my wife was talking about it. She was like, how do you even come up with this sport? She's like, it's like marbles. I was like, yeah, we're gonna take a bunch of marbles and we're gonna shoot them. And he's like, no, fuck no, we're not using marbles. We're gonna use giant stones and we're gonna throw them like that. It's like, oh, it's like shuffleboard. It's like, fuck no, it's not shuffleboard. We're gonna do this on ice out here. That's how I think it's like. And then you can knock the one into the other. Oh, so it's like pool. Fuck no, it's not pool. You're gonna take these brooms and you're gonna have to sweep them to try to get them to move in the direction that you want them to move into. That's how I think they came up with this. Is just some drunk dude in Canada, I assume that's where this was invented, was having a conversation with his friends, and this is how curling was invented. Rules. I love curling.
How was curling invented? Oh, actually, okay. Curling's a sport, blah, 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 blah. Culture, history. Evidence that curling existed in Scotland in the early 16th century includes a curling
Scotland,
stone,
of course.
yeah, inscribed with the date 1511, found when an old pond was drained in Dunblane. The world's oldest curling stone and the world's oldest football are now kept in the same museum in Stirling. First reference to the contest was in Renfrewshire in 1541. So, yeah, basically Scotland again. They did it. Fuck no. Modern day curling, though, popularized in the UK. Sorry, popularized in Canada. There's a reference to the UK, being firmly part of the curling culture.
Yeah, I knew the stones came from Scotland, because they reference that a lot during the games of like basically before every game. Now they tell you how curling works in case it's like your first time tuning in, and they mention that the stones all come from the same place and everything. So like if curling's not for you, that's fine. Not every sport is for everybody. Personally, I love it. It's my favorite Olympic sport. It's my favorite Olympic sport. Like I could say hockey, but I watch hockey year round to where like I know what I'm getting out of hockey. It's cool to see all the NHL players back this year. Although Russia not being there is kind of lame, because there's a lot of good Russian talent. But curling, yeah. But curling, like, because it's once every 4 years, I'm like, oh, love this shit. Yeah, curling's my shit. I'm excited to watch the semifinals. Semifinals in about an hour and a half from now. Got the dual box going on for it. Like, hell yeah. I'm looking for it. I don't know if I'll watch the dual box or not, because I like just being in on the US games. So I'll probably watch the US game, and then I'll watch Sweden and Great Britain. I'm pretty sure is the other semifinal game. I'll watch that afterwards. Hopefully they don't spoil it during the US game, which they probably will, because they go on at the same time. That's one thing I don't like, is that the games go on at the same time. So I'm not able to I can watch them both at the same time, but they like talk about the other game. I'm like, oh shit, you've spoiled the result for me, jerks.
Has the aerial skiing started, where they go off the cliff and go far?
I don't know.
Take one.
Oh, the tick one. I don't know if it has or not. I haven't kept up with that portion of things yet.
I'm going to go watch that. Now that I have that Bell TV set up again, I'm gonna have to go and watch some of the Olympic coverage while I'm working on other stuff.
Yeah.
It'll happen. I'll get there.
It's nice to have on, especially just working on stuff, and it's like, oh cool, here's the Olympics on. I've always said this, but like we need sports in the afternoon. It's great. The just having sports on in the afternoon. That was one thing. Like obviously, COVID sucked, but one thing I did like about it is like, oh shit, it's like 12 o'clock and here's a basketball game, here's a hockey game. This is fantastic. Like we need more of this. And I love when the games start in the afternoon. And I understand why they don't do it in US when fans can attend, because how many people are going to attend like a noon game with work and stuff. So I get why it's not done, but I wish it was. And that's one reason I tried it a little bit to get into soccer. I was like, oh, I can watch games at like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, whatever, and that's nice. But then I just couldn't commit to it.
With the MLB schedule out, I'm looking for the early games, not just because I want to take my kid this year, but also because the early games are the best games, not the 7:07 bullshit. So there's a bunch of like 3 o'clock games, and I'm like, no, that's still too late, because 3 o'clock you're getting into dinner time, and they call it the weekday games. They're calling them work from dome, and I'm like, you're just using this as an excuse for companies
Work
to take
from
their
dome.
Yeah, because it's the Sky Dome. Don't let anyone tell you it's something else. But yeah, the idea is that all these work companies or remote workers will come and like skip the day and go party at the Rogers Center, the Sky Dome. But no, I found 2 games that are starting. They do 1 o'clock on like Sundays because it's the junior Jays, when they let the kids run the bases after the game, and they do stuff that's more kid friendly, which is great. But there's one game that's like at 12 o'clock on a Sunday the entire year, and I'm like, we're going to that game. And then there's another game that's like Wednesday at 1 o'clock, and I'm like, we're going to that game, because that's gonna be ain't nobody gonna be there. There used to be a camp game day where all the summer camps would like go and bring all the kids in the middle of the summer, and it would be like a 12:30 game in the middle of the summer. That was the game where I was like, oh hell yeah, I can like go to that. But then I'm like, also it's a bunch of kids there, and I'm gonna go as myself, and that's gonna
Wow.
so I'm not going. I'll just watch it on TV. But yeah, the early games, man, that's the one. None of this is BS 7:07 start. What is this garbage?
No, I love the early games. I always anytime like there are early games, I just put them on and I just work, even if like it's not necessarily my team play. I'm just like, yeah, cool. There's some sports on in the afternoon that I can just have on while I'm working on stuff. So I wish there were more early games in sports in general, but what can you do?
Trick is to move to another country or continent.
I guess, yeah. Or just
this.
the West Coast. You can move to the West Coast. Then games are on at like 4 at the very least.
That's the best. Going to a Ducks game, but it was also at 7 o'clock, so not so much. It's the East Coast game. Like they all start at 7 o'clock local there, because it's 10 o'clock on the East.
Yeah.
You wanna go to like Australia, where you can watch these games at like 11 o'clock on a Tuesday in the morning.
Right. Well, I'm not going there, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
One of the better parts of working on a cruise ship is watching hockey games at reasonable hours.
Yeah, the World Baseball Classic is starting pretty soon. There's going to be some afternoon games and stuff for that. I am looking forward to watching that.
Yeah, that should be a good time. I'm not big on the on the Baseball Classic. I should probably pay attention to it once in a while. I don't know. I only pay attention to so many things.
Oh, I didn't know if you're just like a hater of the format.
No,
or something.
No, not at all. It's not that. There's only so many hours in the day, and I feel like the more time I spend watching TV, or anything on my computer that's not working away, I feel like I'm just wasting my time. Which, again, that's a me problem. Looking forward to spending hours on transit so that I can, sit on my Switch and know that I have no internet and I can just do nothing and no one's going to fault me for it. Meanwhile, I'm like, oh, I've got a long plane ride in April and I'm going to be, looking for stuff to do. I'll be editing content and I'll be like, oh, well, this is work now on an overnight flight. Here we go. This is what I do. It's what we do. Anyway, should we get to a couple super chats?
Yeah.
All right, let's get to it. Ryan Lambert saying Bad Bunny did an amazing job of the halftime show. No questions asked there. Absolutely. And C. Delgado adding in good halftime show, but it didn't end with Randy Orton RKO to Bad Bunny, so 0 stars in the Tokyo Dome. That's true. If you asked Dave, he probably wouldn't have liked it as much. But man,
I think Dave probably disliked. Never
mind. Man, that was a phenomenal, and I mean it, halftime show last night. Did you see when Kid Rock took the stage? No, I'm just kidding.
I watched clips of that because I was just curious.
Yes.
That shit just looked.
It sucked. It looked low rent. and you could tell. So I made I made a point on my Twitter. I was just like, the other halftime show, you can see that they're shooting real tight.
Yeah, they looked like there was like it wasn't like a big
They're,
stage or stadium. I have no idea. It seemed like it came together very last minute because they wanted to
they
just
had
do
months.
shit.
They had
Did they?
months
I don't
about it.
know.
They did. They had
Did
months
they?
of it. Yes.
Okay,
They,
I'll take your word for it. I didn't pay enough
they were
attention
promoting
to
it. They were
care.
promoting it months. They
All
were.
right.
It's
Okay.
probably there was maybe 150 people in that room because they were not shooting behind that stage. They were. It was just,
It wasn't even like all right. He's just on stage and he's just performing and
it's out of
okay.
sync.
Yeah, it's out of sync or he's lip syncing or whatever it might be. It's like this, and it just there was no production to it, and
It was
whatever.
dark. It was so dark because they had no one there. It just didn't look good. I watched the beginning of it and I was just like, this is terrible.
Well, it was always going to be stupid because we know why they did it and everything, but the people who claimed they were going to watch it, and maybe they had another screen. People got multiple screens nowadays. But the people who claimed they were going to watch it and not watch the Bad Bunny show were always lying because they wanted to watch the Bad Bunny show so they could say, "Oh, this sucked." Like they were always going to watch the Bad Bunny show because they just wanted to say, no matter how good it was, they were going to say, "Oh, this sucked. The other halftime show was so much better," even though they didn't watch the other halftime show. That's just what they already came up. They were predetermined their opinion on it. And so whatever. Like, I didn't watch the Kid Rock thing. I saw again a couple of clips. It looked terrible, and Kid Rock. I don't agree with him as a person. His opinions suck. But if Cowboy comes on, I'm singing the shit out of that song.
Yeah, 1998 was the time. We're done. It's not funny. Listen, telling my child about how I went to summer camp starting 30 years ago. All right, like that's basically how that felt. It's like, oh, Kid Rock, he was cool 30 years ago.
Well, if you watch the Super Bowl commercials, like everything was like 30 years ago. So here's the Backstreet Boys and all this stuff.
Of that. I heard this. The ads weren't very good either.
Well, that's what everybody says every year. Is the ads weren't very good because nowadays, oh, go ahead.
Except everyone loves that ring one.
What was the ring one?
We'll find your dog, even though it's not actually your dog.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I like the Duncan one again because I think Ben Affleck and them do a good job with that because they've done Dunkin' Donuts for the past couple of years and they've always been pretty good. And this one was like a sitcom for like Good Will Hunting, and it had like Matthew Perry and Jennifer Aniston and a bunch of other people. I forget who else was in it. Oh, Carlton was in it and Urkel was in it. So yeah, the Duncan one I did like.
Urkel sucks.
Does Urkel suck?
I heard the people hated him.
Oh,
isn't that the whole thing? Is that he was impossible to work with on the set? Getting more and more popular.
Yeah. Yeah, the Backstreet Boys one was like T-Mobile, I think. That one was fine. And then Machine Gun Kelly was at the end, and no one cared about Machine Gun Kelly. I thought that was hilarious. That like the dude showed up and he's like, "Where's the Backstreet Boys? I don't care about Machine Gun Kelly." And then there was the Backstreet Boys one where it was just like karaoke and it turned into a crypto commercial. And I thought like, shit, someone just paid like $10 million just to like karaoke Backstreet Boys. That's kind of hilarious. Like that's a good use of money. And then it became a crypto commercial. I was like, oh, never mind, this sucks.
Yeah, well, it's just like watching a Turning Point USA halftime show. They paid good money to watch someone lip sync Kid Rock.
So yeah, some of these commercials. There was another one where like it was good. I don't remember the ad for it. My wife might remember it as I'm speaking because she mentioned it. It's like, oh yeah, this is something. It's like, what's this gonna be for? And it turned out to be for like a tax thing. I'm pretty sure, but like it had nothing to do with like taxes or anything like that. That's what most of these commercials are, is like, how can we do something like creative but it has actually nothing to do with like what we're promoting.
That's what most of these ads are. Just throwing shit out there and putting some faces that people know, and then it's like the most, everything explodes at the end, and then it's like water, drink it.
No, that was the AI like ring video. No, oh, it was a different one. Oh yeah, it was like be a good neighbor. Yeah, yeah. And it turned out to be like TurboTax or some shit.
Was it State Farm?
Yeah, no, it wasn't State Farm. No. Yeah. No, I did like the State Farm ones were fine because they had Key, Michael Key, and Danny McBride were doing stuff. So yeah, I did like those. Yeah. So yeah, I did like those. The Pokemon one was good, even though I didn't know anybody outside of Lady Gaga and Trevor Noah.
Sorry,
I didn't know the other people. And
what did you call her?
Lady Gaga. That's her name.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
She was in the halftime show.
She was.
Yeah.
So really, that halftime show, the real one, was phenomenal. Tears in my eyes. I swear to God, I got emotional during that thing. It was very, very well done. It was. I can't even put it into words because I feel like everyone else has at this point. But effectively, the Bad Bunny story was obviously the story of Latino culture in America and beyond, and in Puerto Rico, and he found a way to make it an emotional experience while singing the songs and slinging ass and dick. You know, did a good job with it. I really enjoyed it. You got Lady Gaga, as you mentioned, and one of the people that he's always looked up to, and Ricky Martin, which was another camp.
When Ricky Martin came on,
amazing.
I was like, I think it's Ricky Martin, but I'm not sure. And then I was like, I'm just gonna say it's Ricky Martin, even if I'm wrong. So I'm sitting there watching with the wife and kids. I'm like, oh shit, he brought out Ricky Martin, and my wife's like, is that Ricky Martin? I was like, I don't know, but it looks enough like him to where I think it is. And then she like searched Twitter.
You got to be careful because people tried that again later on in the halftime show, and it wasn't the person that they thought it was.
Oh yeah. Well, I was never gonna tweet this. I said it in the comfort of my own home. Yeah, and then she like searches on Twitter, and she's like, it was Ricky Martin. I was like, oh, all right. Well, I was like, yeah, it looked enough like him to where like I thought it was like Enrique Iglesias was another. It was like, it didn't look like Enrique Iglesias, but you know, with plastic surgery nowadays, all these people, you never know how they look 30 years from 30 years ago, I guess. But yeah, it was cool to see Ricky. And then I was like, man, they had Ricky Martin then into She Bangs. Come on now, I know it was Bad Bunny's halftime show. It was like, man, we couldn't get a Livin' La Vida Loca or She Bangs out here.
Well, it's because Bad Bunny had to sing She Bangs in his own version, which was just good stuff. So I think it was who said you couldn't put it into words because it was all in Spanish. You didn't understand. Oh God, when you put passion into something, when you put your heart into something, that translates. That's art. That is the emotional experience and the emotional connection that like resonates with anybody who is paying attention. And at that point, language doesn't even matter. You got a beat, you got passion, you've got it all in front of your eyes. Your eyes do the translating. You don't need to know what it means. You just need to know what it says or what it feels like. And I thought it was just incredibly well done. And of course, you then, like I said, you mentioned, or I mentioned all the people that kind of broke it down at that point. And, the wedding was a big deal because apparently the story was that couple did legitimately get married during that halftime show because originally they had kind of jokingly invited Bad Bunny to their own wedding, and Bad Bunny was like, how about you come get married at the Super Bowl instead? Which is like the most ridiculous thing you could possibly do. And they did it, and it just played into the entire like culture of the show, and it worked. And they found a way to play it in, and whoever did the cinematography for it was shot beautifully. Whoever was doing the directing for it, again, this is stuff that usually gets looked at awards programs because there's a lot of work that goes into it. The setup was being lauded as one of the best ever. Yahtzee did a great job, not Yahtzee, but Yahtzee. Remember them? They were
Yahtzee.
Yahtzee. They got a big rat that they put out at certain venues in Philadelphia. So it was a really just an incredible halftime show. and it deserves the praise that it's received. And here's a little bit more to it. It was really really well done.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the halftime show. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I knew the songs or anything like that because I didn't. But it was a vibe, and the songs were, you could dance to them, and you could just get vibe to them. And the overall, like the presentation of everything was really good, and that's what matters. Like you mentioned, like the set pieces, the way he was moving, the way the camera was moving, and how they got from shot to shot, and the story behind it was all just really good stuff. And like I tweeted this, and I know I got a bunch of fucking people in my mentions and quotes because Shane Helms, shout out to him, but he retweeted it, and the moment I saw he retweeted, I was like, I'm fucked. This thing's getting muted. Like I'm never, yeah. I know there's gonna be some people jumping into this that I do not care about their opinion for, but like his story, I mean, his whole thing was love over hate, and we're all America. And at the very end, he named America, named all the kind of countries and everything, and like all together we are America with this. And like, if your reaction to all of that is like he shouldn't be here because he spoke Spanish, then it says a lot more about you than it does him when it comes to this. And like, yeah, the fact that he is preaching love over hate, and then if you're going to hate on him, it's like, look at yourself over this. Like, who's really the bad person over this? I think it would have been way more hilarious if his whole show was like a fuck ice show and they just beat the shit out of like ice cops and stuff and all that. Like, would have been much funnier. But credit to Bad Bunny for taking a high road when he definitely, like, he didn't need to, but I definitely understand like why he did. I don't think it's in his character to do something like that. It seems like by all accounts a really good dude and everything. So I credit to him for taking the high road when it comes to this. And yeah, it was a great halftime show when in an overall, in a performance and aesthetic thing.
What's interesting to me is Bunny using, or Benito using, Latino culture as like the backdrop for the entire show, right? He's praising his culture, he's shouting at his culture, he is praising his culture, he's celebrating his culture. And it was similar to what Kendrick did last year, where it was about Black culture and it was about,
Kendrick was also trying to murder a man.
It was also, yeah, exactly. That's different. That was fine. But like with Kendrick, it was also at the same time both men taking the mirror and being like, America could be so much better. This is the shit that we deal with, and this is the shit that our culture deals with, but we celebrate our culture in America because we want it to be better. And like, how can you look at that message and be like, oh, he's full of hate? And you're like, how do you miss the mark that much?
Well, because it's a bunch of racist people saying it. Let's be honest about things.
Yeah, exactly. But like I question those people, and I'm just like, how can you really miss it that much? Because you're scared of something different. Because you want to be, like, what is?
Because they're fucking racist, Joel.
I understand your point, and I'm not disagreeing with it. But like, as me, who would rather reach across the aisle than lob the accusations, and I don't disagree with you. But it's like, at that point, when do you look at it and you're just like, oh shit, these people are not what they are saying they are, or what others are saying they are. That shit is just enraging. Yes, I get it. They're racist. I get it. But at one point, it's like some people, maybe one person's got to see it and just be like, shit, I was wrong. I'm not saying everyone has to see it. I'd like everyone to see it. But like at one point, at least one person's got to be like, man, I was lied to about what this Bad Bunny performance was going to be like, according to, OAN or whatever the hell, whatever news cycle you want to watch. At one point, someone's going to look at it and be like, shit, this was great. I'm
sure there are a couple people in the entire world who felt like that. But the people who, again, already made up their minds that it was going to be bad no matter what, you can't cure racism from these people. You just can't. Especially when the leader of the country is this way, and he's gonna say, I mean, he did his stupid little, I don't know what platform he's on
The one
nowadays.
that
I
he
don't
owns.
sure. I don't know if he like actually watched it. He made up his mind of what he was gonna
Oh,
say.
you watched Bad Bunny. There was a video inside Mar-a-Lago where he had his Super
Okay.
Bowl special, and they didn't change the channel.
All right, sure. But like he made up his mind regardless of what he was going to say anyway. No matter what, he could have, Bad Bunny could have gone out there. He was never going to do this, but he could have gone out there and apologized to Donald Trump and been like, he could have done the whole thing in English and at the end said, I'm sorry, Donald Trump, you were right. And Trump still would have said it was the worst performance ever because he made up his mind on what he was going to say.
I was told what to say.
Like, you're not going to cure racism with these people. You're not. They're comfortable in being racist because the president is comfortable of being racist. So they think they could just get on with it. And that's why, like, it didn't matter what Bad Bunny's message was. But this is why I say it says more about him than, or it says more about, well, it does say a lot about him, but it also says more about like how you think and feel if your takeaway from this is, oh yeah, I still hate this guy, when his message is, I want everyone to love each other, and if we come together, we can be a better country and we can be better people. And if your response to that is like, well, I still hate you, it's like, well, you're a fucking asshole then.
Bad Bunny, we've got this big event. It's the Super Bowl.
Nah, this shit sucks. This sucks.
This is the biggest opportunity of your life. We got to do something with you, Bad Bunny. What do you want to do? What's your idea for the Super Bowl? This is all the way back in like February 2025. What do you want to do? I want a lot of Latina women shaking ass. I want a lot of hot men doing the same thing. My message is simple. Just keep fucking. Beautiful. And the whole group just, and they did it. And that's all they needed to do. They did a good job with it. Just keep.
All right, I thought you were doing like your Triple H voice.
No,
Okay,
Jesus.
okay.
No, God,
Right.
no. I don't know. No. Listen.
Well, you've seen it, and it's the thumbnail, and so, you know. Oh, MVP has retweeted my tweet, so fuck.
Get out.
Now it's really, yeah. Now I'm really gonna. Yeah.
You know what you need? You need a fight size of all the people who are retweeting Jeremy Lambert's tweets.
Yeah. Now,
one song was about eating booty. Good for you, Bad Bunny. You get that out there. Censors ain't gonna find you because you speak in the language they don't. It's good. It's good. You just got to get out there. People are just like, Metallica should have done it because we did the same rant last year and we did it the year before that. You know what? The Super Bowl halftime show ain't for you, Metallica people. It's not. It's not. You know what you Metallica people are doing? You're taking a piss. You're getting more food. You're going to the bathroom. You're going to get more beer. You're going out to the store because you ran out of whatever, ice, whatever you wanted. I don't give a shit. You're not watching the Super Bowl halftime show. That is your designated rest spot. Stop trying. You know who's watching the halftime show? Literally everyone else. The rest of the game, that's all yours. Good or bad, doesn't matter. It's your sport. You go enjoy it. The Super Bowl halftime show, once again, has been, for the last decade at least, the show of literally your partner who doesn't give a shit about the sport being like, finally, it's my time. I've been doing this around the house. I've been doing this and I'm so bloody sucked. But you know who's on now? Prince. And I fucking love Prince. And it's been 10 years of that. The Super Bowl halftime show. It ain't for you, Joe, whatever the hell watches the Seahawks. Ain't for you. If you're going to watch it, that's great. But like, come on, man. Yeah, it's not for you. Get over it. And every year we do the same song and dance. And it's the same people. Just like, it should be Metallica. It's like, shut up. Go give Metallica their own concert.
Well, it can be. I mean, it can be for Metallica. I don't mind Metallica. Metallica does the halftime show. I think that's cool. But the thing is like, Jay-Z has control of the halftime show, and Jay-Z ain't booking that shit.
Jay-Z famously had a Black Album too, though.
Like, and look, the halftime shows in the past few years have certainly been for me. They had Dre, who had Snoop and Mary J and M and 50 Cent on there, and Kendrick. That was certainly for me. They had Rihanna. That was for me. Lady Gaga did it a few years ago. That was for me. Kendrick was definitely for me. And Bad Bunny is even for me for a little bit. It's not that I listen to his music regularly, but like I respect him as an artist. There were years when they would do all the rock bands and stuff, and it might flip around to that again at some points, depending on who gets control of it. But yeah, Shakira and J-Lo, that was definitely for me. Love me some Shakira. Go. The kids were playing this game, like Finish the Lyric game, and it was songs from like the 2000s and stuff, and one of them was Eminem, Without Me, and it was just the line, so the FCC won't let me be, and it was like, finish it. I was like, let me be me, so let me see. They tried to shut me down on MTV, and then I just kept going, and they're like, how do you know all of this? And I was like, well, that's like one thing that's like embedded in my brain. And then the Shakira song came on, and it was Hips Don't Lie, and I'm over here just like belting Hips Don't Lie. That's a karaoke favorite of mine. I was like, Shakira is just, she's amazing. And the kids are like, yeah, we love Shakira from Zootopia because she does the Zootopia songs. Like, yeah, Shakira fucking rules. She's fantastic. So yeah, that's the halftime shows have been for me, honestly. Even like U2 and Coldplay. I didn't watch the Coldplay one because I was super drunk because that was Super Bowl 50 and the Panthers sucked in that game, and so I was completely in my feelings at halftime. I couldn't tell you what they played, what they did, or anything. Like U2 was fine. Like I don't think these halftime shows are ever like that bad because I'm familiar with enough of the artist and I like enough of the songs where I'm like, yeah, that was really cool. I'm sure at some point we'll get around to Metallica and I mean, Green Day played the opening.
Yeah, that's fine. They get the pre-show. Give Metallica the pre-show. Listen, I'm a Metallica fan. Don't get me wrong. I do. I love Metallica. But I ain't clamoring for them to do the halftime show. No one wants to see that. You know what gets the halftime show to be the halftime show now is the theatrics around it. And no rock band is going to have the theatrics that.
Well, not with that attitude.
You ain't gonna see Metallica jump from the top of the stage or the top of the arena. No, they're not. They're not. That's the whole point. They're going. It's the aesthetic. It is the presentation. It is the absolute bombast of these mostly pop stars or just the people who are currently the tastemakers in music. They're the ones who are doing these crazy, crazy things. No one's going to do it. Like the Who aren't going to do it. They weren't going to do it. Like Prince started that trend. I'm going to say it. Prince got it and it just kept rolling from there.
Like, I don't know who the cool, I don't even know if there are like cool rock bands and stuff nowadays. Most of the bands that we're thinking of, they're all like 30 years old and shit. So yeah, they're probably not like, Fred Durst would have jumped from the stage way back when. I don't know if he's doing any type of that shit now. With this stuff, but I don't know who. I guess we'll see who's doing the halftime show next year. I hope it's more. Chili Peppers would be fine. Like yeah,
I've seen Chili Peppers do this stuff. I don't think it was that good either. There was a whole thing about it was their whole thing was they didn't want to have to pre-record everything. But I can't remember if this was them or if this was them doing the Super Bowl show or the NHL Stadium series, because I also once watched Kiss do the Stadium series in Anaheim and it sucked and their guitars weren't even plugged in. That happened with the Chili Peppers too. Their guitars weren't plugged in and they made it a whole shtick. It was a Foo Fighter or not Foo Fighters. It was a Chili Peppers halftime show. So when was it though? Because now I'm looking at the history and I know it happened and it was hilarious.
Maybe the Foo Fighters will do the halftime show.
I feel like if they haven't now, I don't know if they ever will.
Oh, I think Jay-Z has control for at least another year, so
good.
I hope Jay-Z just does it next year. Fuck it, bring out, let's just do Dirt Off Your Shoulder. Let's do Big Pimpin'.
2014. Sorry, 2014 was Bruno Mars and the Chili Peppers.
Okay, Bruno Mars was good.
Yeah, so and the Peppers came out, they did Give It Away, and it was like completely
give it away.
They had to re-record. There was a story where they had to go and re-record it for a live version in a studio and they went and did it, and then they just made a whole mockery of the halftime show because they wanted to do it live, but either they weren't trusted or there was a time constraint thing. Whatever the reason was, they were like, "This sucks," and they just made fun of the fact that they had to like lip sync their way through it.
I think Jay-Z should do the halftime show. He might be in jail depending on what comes out with this Epstein stuff. So.
A lot of people might be in jail.
Well,
I know.
He was at the game last night, so I don't know. Yeah, he was there.
Someone saying this is going to be one of those 15 minutes on wrestling ITWs. Listen, it's not like there was much going on.
Yeah, there was a SmackDown show and there was a taped Collision show, and that was kind of like it from the weekend. Who could possibly care about wrestling? I was talking about the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's what matters.
Hold on. I want to make this clear. I'm not making fun of the Chili Peppers for wanting to perform live. I wanted them to perform live, and so did they. They made fun of the fact that because they wouldn't perform live, they made a mockery out of it themselves, and they did the right thing by making a mockery out of the fact that they couldn't do it live. That was the point. And if anyone else wanted to get behind that, it was like crazy people. Ringo Starr just on his own playing. That's the answer.
I don't know who Jay-Z is gonna end up getting next year. I feel like Eminem's gonna be asked at some point because he does the Detroit Lions shows as well. Like he has control over the Lions. The Lions play on Thanksgiving every year, and he has control over the Lions game like halftime because he came out with Jack White at the Thanksgiving game this year. Jack White might be one to where they do something. I could possibly see that. It should just be Jay-Z, but bring out like all his pals and everything. Not Kanye, but bring out the people he's still. I don't think he's cool with Kanye anymore anyway. So just bring people out. Somebody said Sabrina Carpenter. That'd probably be a good shout.
That's gonna happen. Yeah,
she'll still be popular next year and everything. Imagine people like getting mad at Bad Bunny, and here's Sabrina Carpenter just talking about fucking the entire time, and she's just doing her different positions of like, have you tried this one? And like this is what she does. I'm just
I know. I love it. Oh god. Yeah, Eminem did do the he did show up for a halftime show.
Yeah, it was Thanksgiving with Jack White. Yeah, he did to like collapse with Jack White. But yeah, like just bringing out Sabrina Carpenter and all these people like, yeah, Sabrina Carpenter, she's great. She's just singing about sex.
Just the entire her, Chapel Roan, just and Miley Cyrus.
Chapel Roan would be good.
Just bring out the women who love to fuck.
Just singing about Pink Pony Club.
Just let them all at it.
My wife is asking, like, is that what she does? Yes.
Yes.
Sabrina Carpenter, in every song, she's talking about different positions, and she says, have you tried this one? And she just gets in a different position. She's been spit roasted and all this stuff. Like, I don't know what you want me to say.
Cher going out there. She's got to be. I swear to God, it's just the roster of women who sing about loving to have sex. And you're going to watch all these crazy ass, racist, misogynist people just melt down. And it's going to be the funniest shit ever.
I mean, Espresso would go hard at the Super Bowl, though. Like, that's a banger of a song right there. Yeah, just bring out Sabrina Carpenter to do this shit. Pause our finisher just saying, how do you know this? The song Stan is about me. I do blow their mind because obviously like they know about like, oh, I'm a so-and-so Stan. I'm a so-and-so Stan. And I was like, do you know like where the word Stan came from? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, it's actually an Eminem song. And they're like, oh, that's cool. And then they don't care after that. And they're like, all right. But I do always like get them to be like, yeah, that's a popular word because of a certain artist, and like they think it's cool until they don't care anymore.
Oh, City Girls.
Oh yeah, that would be great if we did some City Girls. I don't think they're popular enough, like.
Just do it, man. Just do the women who sing about sex, the free empowerment women. Let that be next year's Super Bowl halftime show. I want to see the meltdowns. Bring Metallica. No, sir. You will like what you get.
Fuck Chris Brown. I don't think Taylor's going to do it unless Kelsey retires. Then she might do it. But I think she's said that she doesn't want to do it in case. I mean, I don't think the Chiefs are going to make the Super Bowl next year anyway, but it's possible that they do. It's not like it's completely out of the question. So I don't think she wants to do it until he retires in case there's like a potential, oh, well, I guess at that time, husband might be playing in the game. I don't want to do the halftime show. So yeah, if he retires, then I think that does open up the possibility. If not, then you have to wait probably another year or so for it to happen.
Costco guys.
Let's just bring the boom. Do they have more songs?
Dude, it doesn't matter. It's just them and Vinny just doing
Just
TikTok.
20 minutes of bring the boom.
See nothing wrong with this. Oh my gosh. So I was gonna say something and I completely blanked. Oh, the Ruben Gallego, who's the guy, the senator who was telling Tony to bring in Bunny, to bring in Benito for AEW appearances. I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, really? You need a United States senator to do this one? Oh man. So anyway, the whole point of all this is Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul at WrestleMania.
This part sucks. This is
dumb. Yeah, so I did this for engagement bait, and I told SP3 too because he, I think it was it Phil who?
It was Phil, yeah.
Yeah, so Phil had pointed out like people are getting in their heads that it's going to be, Logan's going to always hack Bunny, and they're going to turn it into an angle for WrestleMania, and it's just like, no, they're not. anyone with a regular brain think it's not.
This is why, like, no offense to wrestling fans, except some offense to some wrestling fans. Y'all are fucking stupid if you think that like some wrestling angle was about to play out at the halftime show. Like you get in your head of like, oh, what if they did this, and this is gonna be great? Like, no, fuck off.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. At least it's not gonna happen like that. They had the whole like walking the red carpet, and someone was like, "You excited for Bad Bunny?" And not Phil. Sorry, I'm looking at Phil's timeline. Logan Paul yelling no, and it's like, all right, sure, whatever. But at the same time, not directly correlated to this, everyone's also, not everyone, there are a lot of people running with Brian Alvarez saying on Observer Live late last week that the idea of Bunny coming back is happening, quote, sooner than you think, which of course brought up a lot of people pointing out that Bunny has a world tour coming up, and there's a break by I think SummerSlam time, and who knows what will happen. But yeah, it is an ongoing conversation about whether or not Bad Bunny does make a WWE return. I think he would, just to have fun with it, and he likes wrestling, and he has a lot of friends there that respect him and love the work that he does, and he's a big wrestling fan, so I don't know why he wouldn't. I don't know if he'd want to be working with the Paul brothers, but at the same time, I have no answers to who he would want to work with or what his
Dominic. If Bad Bunny comes back, he's gonna look at Dominic and be like, "Yeah, let's do some cool shit together." Like,
you think so?
Yeah. Dominic's an easy guy to work with. This is why Priest works, because they're friends and everything, and so you knew what you were getting out of the Priest match. The Logan stuff, like, I don't know if WWE made him apologize or anything like that. I have no idea. Like, but we know how Logan feels, right? He's made it like pretty clear how he feels. So even if he's trying to defend Bad Bunny or go against his brother and stuff, we know where he stands on things. I also don't think that Logan is a guy that you just like, if you're a celebrity wrestler like that, like Logan is a guy like you really like want to work with in that capacity. Logan's very good at the stuff that he can do in the ring, but he's not a guy that's going to like lead the match. And same thing with Bad Bunny. He's good at the stuff he can do, but he's not going to lead the match. That's why Damian Priest was an easy guy to go with, because Priest is safe. Priest can easily, he can lead the match, and especially a match like that. And of course there's friends and there's trust. I don't know how much trust there is with Logan and Bad Bunny. I don't think Bad Bunny wants to work with him in that capacity. I think it'd be too much of a mess. Like taking out the personal side of things here, which I don't think you can take out, but just for theoretical sake here, I think the actual match would just be an absolute mess. And I don't think Bad Bunny wants to do anything like that. And Logan probably does because, like, oh, I get to work with Bad Bunny. I get to prove that I'm, like, team player and blah, blah, blah. So, but Bad Bunny's bigger than all this shit. He doesn't need to come back and do that shit. And he gets to call his shots, too. He's the fucking top star if he comes in. Like, he's the biggest star in the world. So if he says, I don't want to work with this guy, he's not going to work with this guy. And if he says, I want to work with this guy, that's who he's going to work with. It feels like he would want to work with someone like Dom because there's already plenty of history there. I mean, who else is a possible setup that you can kind of trust in that spot? I mean, like Cody would be somebody who could probably be in that spot. Roman is obviously somebody who could be in that spot.
Together would be fantastic.
Him and Roman would probably rule.
Be the funniest shit in the world.
Roman probably bump his ass off for Bad Bunny.
He would do a full-on walk and brawl with Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
And then he'd spear Bad Bunny and get the win, but at least he would have done everything up to it.
Obviously, the easiest guy in the world to throw in this spot is Sammy. Like, Sammy worked with all these guys. I rewatched Sammy and Johnny Knoxville over the weekend, and it's like, yeah, this is still the greatest match ever. But Sammy's a very easy guy to work with. And he's done stuff with Miz. Miz is another like easy one because he did stuff with Miz and Morrison and everything. But yeah, I don't think for a lot of reasons he's gonna want to work with Logan. The whole stuff of like, oh, what if they turn this into like, they weren't gonna do that dumb shit. WWE certainly ain't got control over what's gonna happen. And you really think like, and maybe some people were being facetious, and if that's the case, like, all right, fine. I can't say, I can't say don't be facetious when that's my entire gimmick on this show. So if that was your thing, like fine. But you really think that like Bad Bunny was gonna agree to be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this great performance highlighting Puerto Rico and highlighting the come up and the struggle and all of these things, and then at the end I'm gonna have this dude hit me with a chair and he's gonna stand tall, like.
He's gonna say, it's gonna be the white guy who comes over and says, I run Puerto Rico, not you. Yeah,
if anything, like Bad Bunny should have kicked the shit out of him. Like Logan Paul should have tried to attack him, and Bad Bunny just beats the hell out of him, plants American flag in his ass. Remember when Batista did that to La Resistance? He just planted the American flag in their ass. Yeah, or not the flag. I don't remember if it was the American or the Quebec. Yeah.
When Benito went through the roof, he should have landed on Logan Paul. That would have been the spot right there. Logan was planning into his attack, and he just landed on him.
So, they weren't gonna do anything like that. Like there's no. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say I largely agree with you, but also I do push back at the idea that yes, okay, Bunny could probably say no, I don't necessarily want to do this, but also I don't know if he would. It's not about whether or not he would. I don't know how much he'd push back because he's just kind of happy to be here. And as long as his character isn't being assassinated effectively, he would go with it. So in other words,
his character is going to be assassinated working with Logan Paul.
I don't know that. That's the problem, is I don't know that. I agree that I think we would understand because it means that he's accepted it, and that looks bad. But I think a lot of fans who are not necessarily paying attention to people like us are going to be like, okay, he's going to fight that Logan Paul, who was a real piece of shit at the Super Bowl, him and his brother, and he's going to get the win. And that is, again, the wrestling fairy tale. So he comes in and he doesn't, again, from just looking at the casual fan who's not paying attention to people like us or reading what's going on, in the headlines of Fightful or The Observer, they see it as like, okay, he's coming in to work a match, he's going to win, and he's going to represent Puerto Rico. And maybe the story is Logan says, I live here, this is my island, not yours. And of course it's stupid heat. But like, again, this is, I understand the face that you're making, but also I can see it. I can see them trying to do that because they think it's going to raise everybody's profile by the end of it, and Bunny wins.
Yeah, I'm sure WWE wants to do that. I think you are. Why is Cresta awake?
I don't know, man.
What happened, Cresta?
I assume she hasn't slept yet. That's what I'm going on.
Fair. Like I I understand where you're coming from, and I think that's something WWE probably does want to do, and I think that's something like Logan Paul is maybe working towards with all of this stuff. I think you're being, and again, I do see where you're coming from. Of maybe Bad Bunny is just like happy to be there and is kind of cool with doing everything. I think Bad Bunny has a little bit more self-respect and self-awareness than to be like, yeah, even though I win in the end, because he can be told he wins in the end, and then he gets the Booker T treatment
So
out here.
this is, but I mean, so this is also something I'm watching the Super Bowl halftime show, and I'm thinking of. I'm like, who presents the Super Bowl halftime show? It's Apple Music, and yes, it's Dre, but also like it's Apple Music, and who's been spending so much time at the White House and cozying up to the same guy who's the president? It's Tim Cook, and like that's Apple. So while it is different layers, it is similar layers in that yes, WWE has a bunch of people who are cozied up to Trump, and it seems like as a company they are quite friendly with the administration in multiple ways. But again, there are other people who are not, and you kind of put that aside in certain circumstances. So I don't know. I'm putting this out there as like sometimes you see what the top of the chain is doing, and you work for the people below. I don't know what the feeling is for him.
Sure, but isn't that just basically him coming back and agreeing to be in WWE despite their ties and stuff? Because like this was still his halftime show.
Yes.
You know, does he do this halftime show if they are like, well, you can't do this, this, and this. Oh, we can't highlight Puerto Rico in this way type of thing. Then does he be like, well, fuck this, I'm not doing that. Like just coming back to WWE would kind of be like him agreeing to the halftime show, even though it's presented by Apple, who has Trump ties. If they try to stifle him creatively, that would be like WWE trying to be like, yeah, we want you to work with Logan Paul, and Logan's going to say this, this, and this. And he can be like, no, yes, that doesn't work for me, brother.
Yes, you should be able to say no to that. And that's a creative conversation. To me, it's like very simply where the money comes from and who the money flows through. And that's just at the crux of it. And again, that's why these conversations and these particular agreements can be a little difficult in conversation, or a little not confusing, but you know what I'm trying to say. It is everyone
is what everyone, it is Izzy Dame.
Exactly, it is what it is. Everyone makes the decisions that they make and what they do with the money they receive from where it comes from. Yeah, maybe it's dirty and maybe you want to find a way to clean it out that's not laundering it, but that could be easily what Bunny wants to do. But I can't speak to what Bunny does because I don't know him or care to know him.
Again, I think I understand where you're coming from.
Right.
I think you're giving him too much credit of just being happy to be there, and if they try to give him some bullshit like let's work with Logan Paul and he's going to do this, he's going to say this, and this, like I assume Bad Bunny's going to win, but I don't know this for certain. Like he might not. I think he has more respect of like, yeah, we're not going to diminish everything I've done with Puerto Rico and everything I've done in my life just so Logan Paul can say I own this place and I claim Puerto Rico. We ain't doing that out here. I don't think like he wants to work with these. And now you have Jake saying his dumb shit. And
apparently he doesn't know what happened. He loves Bad Bunny.
Yeah, sure.
Them. Yeah.
Like again, we know where these guys stand. Why is Bad Bunny gonna put himself in a situation of, oh, it's just pro wrestling? Like I know it is just pro wrestling, but he's a big enough star and has a big enough platform and seemingly has big enough morals to where he's gonna be like, yeah, I don't need to get involved with this if I don't have to. And by that, I mean not WWE in general, because he's obviously been in WWE. He's been involved in WWE in the past. Just like, why do I need to do something with Logan Paul and put myself in this situation at all when I can just do something fun with Dominic Mysterio? I can team with Damian Priest against, Finn and somebody. Like, why would he even look at that and be like, why do I need to work with Logan or do any of that stuff when I can just do cool stuff with my friends because that's all I want to do anyway.
Should be Bad Bunny versus Drew McIntyre. I like that one.
McIntyre would be fun. Like
It would
McIntyre, he's another guy who can like lead and have a good match with him.
Do you think Drew would use the sword?
No, I don't think. I don't think that Drew would use the sword. I mean, he should if it's like a street fight, but
Every match is a street fight if you take it to the streets.
theoretically, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so that's kind of where we stand. Is if Bunny coming back to WWE feels like an inevitability as to who he faces.
I don't know if it's inevitable. I know, like
I think they really. I do find it really funny that like Triple H did the whole like, oh, it's Bad Bunny, no better entertainer in the world. It's like, sure. You really think that? Hey, you're not currently you're wearing a cowboy hat, watching Kid Rock doing his thing. No, okay. But I do think that Bunny would come back. I do.
I mean, I kind of expect it at some point. Like, it's not like I don't, but I just don't know if it's going to be like as soon as people think it's going to be when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah, I see SB3's point in the chat. Like, it'd be overbooked as hell, and it would be. But they would make it the most. They would make it the most like entertainment based match. It wouldn't be a wrestling event. It would be just two guys doing a spectacle.
Well, that's gonna be Bad Bunny and anybody, though. I mean, the Damian Priest street fight was overbooked. Like I've been saying, is like
he did a Canadian Destroyer, Jeremy.
Like I've been saying, like no one's leading that, and I just don't think you can trust Logan Paul in that spot for a number of reasons. Like Logan Paul's a good spot guy, you know, like he's very good at doing that kind of stuff. I think they could have cool spots. I just think it would be a mess for a number of reasons. Like I think you just gotta put him in there with somebody who can work and can do and can lead that kind of stuff, where it wouldn't be as much of a mess, but it's still going to be an overbook type of thing, because it's always an overbook type of thing with a lot of these celebrities, because they're celebrities. They do the 2-month crash course at the performance center, and they know what the spots they need to do, and it looks good because they rehearsed them a million times, and that's that. But you strip that away, and you got to have somebody who can actually like work that match.
Well, you're besties with Helms now that he retweets you, so you should just text him and be like,
Helms and MVP.
It's true. Well, I don't think Em would give you the right answer, but if anyone would, it would probably be Helms. Sorry, MVP would be the answer, but Helms would.
Yeah, I mean, Helms, I know, North Carolina guy, fellow North Carolina guy, Sugar Shane Helms. I mean, he works closely with Logan Paul. He does a lot of the celebrity stuff. He does a very good job of getting these guys prepared for the stuff that they need to do in the matches where they're working. So shout out to Shane Helms.
We're completely missing the point here.
Oh boy.
It's not gonna be Logan Paul. It's not gonna be Drew McIntyre. It's not even gonna be Roman Reigns. You know who it's going to be.
I don't know shit, crybaby.
It's going to be Dwayne. It's going to be The Rock. And it's going to be Bad Bunny versus The Rock. That's the match. You think Dwayne's like, I didn't get my Oscar, so I'm coming for your Grammy? Come on. He's going to take it from that little kid actor that he gave it to last night. Rock's going to come out here and just take everything from Benito. He's going to be like, that island, I can buy it. It's going to be Hawaii versus Puerto Rico, the battle of the two ignored islands. And Alaska's going to be like, we're over here. And I was going to shut the fuck up, Alaska. You're cold. And it's just going to be those two one-on-one. The match. Grammy on a pole match is a good one.
I don't think The Rock. Does The Rock have a Grammy? Did he get one for Moana?
I don't think he did.
Really? I feel like that You're Welcome song should have won a fucking Grammy.
It's a very good song.
Hey.
By the way, Grammy on a pole would confuse certain parts of the UK. Why is Grammy on a pole?
Yeah. Did that song not win shit?
Also, yes, Alaska's not an island. I don't think they won it. I don't think so.
They won top soundtrack at American Music Awards. Where's the Grammys though? Were they nominated? Okay. Oh, they won How Far I'll Go for
Oh,
best song written for visual media.
yeah,
Eh,
you suck. You
eh,
suck, Dwayne.
man, You're Welcome should have won some shit, man. That song
Good song.
still great.
It's true.
The Rock was probably pissed that like, why are we nominating How Far I'll Go? Let's nominate You're Welcome.
Humiliation tactics for Dwayne. And then Bad Bunny releases his own version of You're Welcome, and it wins a Grammy, and everyone's like, "Come on!" That's the match, though. It's Dwayne versus Bad Bunny, and no one's gonna be confused by it. Everyone's gonna be excited by it because it's The Rock, it's Bad Bunny. People are just gonna be like, "Holy shit, let's go!" This is the match.
I do like How Far I Go.
It's a
It
good
is a
song.
very
My
good
kid
song.
loves it. Yeah,
But The Rock should have bullied his way into getting his song.
guys, how about You're Welcome? It's a great song. Why don't we do You're Welcome? We told you, Dwayne. We tried. It didn't do as well as How Far I'll Go. Yeah, but like You're Welcome. I can redo it. I can put a new beat on it. Come on, let's try it. Maybe we can do a different languages and stuff. Let's go.
I'm with Cresta. Shiny is the best song from Moana.
All right.
That's a banger right there.
Oh, I like the idea of Dwayne calling him Bugs the entire time because call him Bugs Bunny. We're going back to 99 Rock. We're just going to try and out promo Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny comes out and does everything in Spanish, and no one understands it, but everyone gets it. It's going to be perfect.
All right, I'm fine with The Rock against Bad Bunny. I'm sold.
You're welcome is the theme for Mania. It's a Bad Bunny song, and then Dwayne comes out and he's like, no. The theme for WrestleMania this year is You're Welcome. And he starts singing it to the crowd. Oh God. You ever had a WrestleMania feud based on what the song is gonna be? Come on, let's go. That's the one. Oh,
WrestleMania should just be. I mean, they tried to do like WrestleMania the musical. It should just be song and dance numbers instead of Lin Manuel Miranda. That's his name, right?
yes.
He's like a big wrestling fan. He should put together like an actual musical instead of these wrestling matches. Who could possibly care about wrestling matches? Imagine like Roman and Punk. They're just like doing a musical number instead.
Man, I'm telling you.
Roman's doing his Samoan dance and everything, like the tribal dance, and Punk is trying to remember if he is doing punk rock or pop rock or anything like that. So that's what should happen.
Liberace at WrestleMania 1 set the tone for what this could be. What WrestleMania could be, song and dance numbers all throughout the card. That's it.
Roman singing "It's My Dick in a Box." I don't know why that's so funny. Just the visual.
It's my dick in a box. My dick in a box, girl.
All right, we need WrestleMania musical instead of wrestling matches. That sounds stupid as hell. Wrestling matches.
Wrestling matches are dumb. Listen, if it's true that Dave's saying that the WrestleMania card's changing by the minute, then they should just throw it all out, start the song and dance routines. In Vegas, it should just be showgirls. It's just nothing but showgirls for 2.5 hours over 2 nights. You get the Rockettes, bring them in from New York, put on a big show. Come on. Who needs this wrestling shit?
They're in Vegas, so there's
Vegas
plenty of talent out there that you can bring in.
Carrot Top can do his show for a little bit. He's been doing that show for 25 years at the Luxor. It's close by.
Yeah, they keep singing. They keep saying that they want what's the dumbass award that they want? An Emmy, right?
They want an Emmy for your consideration, but they'll never get one because their director can never win an Emmy.
Yeah, they want an Emmy, so instead they should just focus on a Tony instead of an Emmy. Like, all right, we're done. We're going after the Tony now.
It's an EGOT, but we're just going for the got parts.
and then like they win a Tony, and then they're like, "This is the only Tony in wrestling that matters right here."
This is the most valuable Tony in wrestling. See, I gotta say Roman can cover "Acknowledge Me" by Prince. Oh God, I just love the idea of this. I'm telling you, man, wrestling should just be song and dance.
Well, yeah. I mean, it always should. Jericho and MJF had it right.
Yeah, and people really hated that.
Those people suck.
Those people don't get it.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Oh my goodness. So speaking of the WrestleMania card changing all the time, apparently Bron Breakker had surgery, had a hernia surgery, according to Wrestling Observer. And I saw Mike Johnson picked up a little bit more. He added in from PW Insider. We're told that Bron Breakker was hurt during last Monday's Raw when he flipped the table over. We're told that by Wednesday, it was determined he was going to require surgery for a hernia. He's officially off the road while he recovers. There's no current timetable for his return as of now. Best wishes to Bron. That sucks, especially to have it done at work. And I hope that it's a speedy recovery for him. And you're in February. I can't think of any other hernias and people who have come back. I was trying to remember who else has had hernia surgery and come back in record time. I know Trey Miguel's a good one. At Slammiversary, he was out and he came back by Bound for Glory, or maybe it was something else. He was out for a little bit. He had a sports hernia injury. I don't know if he had surgery on it, but he did come back in a few months. So I don't know what the plan is with Breakker. Hopefully he's all right, but it sucks to get hurt at work, and it sucks it's WrestleMania season, and that injury bug's been going around. So best wishes to him.
This is why. This is why they should just put the title on him, because they delay and delay and you just never know what's going to happen. Now he's got this sports hernia surgery, and now if he misses WrestleMania and they're not able to do the potential Seth match and they got to delay that, well, delaying the Seth match means delaying the title match, and it just, this is why you got to strike on these things when they are there, like, because otherwise you just don't know what's going to happen. I see Jordan saying, like, he's young, he's got another chance to win the Rumble. You can say that, but who the hell knows when it comes to this? You don't know what type of injury is going to happen. You don't know if he gets completely cooled off to the point they're like, yeah, I don't know about this guy. You don't know if somebody else gets hot, and it's like, all right, we gotta kind of roll with this guy right now. Like, wrestling is obviously easier to control than real sports, because you can allegedly, and the outcome is predetermined, and you can allegedly write the shows. But it is the same thing in real sports. Is people are like, oh, well, Drake May was the second youngest quarterback to get to the Super Bowl, and they're like, oh, he'll be back. He's 23. He's got plenty of time to get back. All right, we all said that about Dan Marino too, and Dan Marino never got back. We don't know if Drake May is going to get back to the Super Bowl. Some like really good players have only been to the Super Bowl one time. Like, elite type players only got there once. You know, everybody makes a big deal about Josh Allen never getting there, and who knows if he gets there. Somebody like Drew Brees got there once in his career, and Drew Brees is thought to be one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. Guy like Phillip Rivers, who might go into the Hall of Fame, well, now another 5 years. He never got there. Like, you just don't know when it comes to this stuff. And again, same thing in wrestling. You don't know because you can't control. You can control the show, sure, and it sounds very easy to say, hey, book this guy and just put him in this spot. Yes, you should book this guy and put him in that spot, especially when he's proven himself and especially when he's gotten over it and stuff. But if you don't, who the hell knows what's going to happen in a month or two down the line, a year or two down the line. You got no idea. But I hope Braun's okay. I hope he's able to make it back for WrestleMania, because it does seem like he was supposed to face Seth. I assume he was going to win that match. I don't know if he was, but if he was going to, but like, I assume he was going to win that match. And now who knows?
Just let the two broken down horses fight in front of the WrestleMania crowd. Come on.
Why are we having horses fight?
I don't know. They're both workhorses. They're both strong like horses.
Oh,
yeah. Anyway, I do hope that they're able to do the match. I do hope that he comes back feeling 100% and not rushing it because it's Mania season and you want to get on the card and all that stuff. That's kind of like the worst thing about WrestleMania season for some is that it is also the year of the horse. That is a good point. You want to be on the card and you want to make sure that you're part of the big stories, and for that it kind of becomes detrimental to those who are injured and trying to come back. Sometimes you rush things, and that can really, that can really hinder your long-term abilities. We talked about this. I know you and SP3 have, and I've added my feelings is that, yeah, you strike when the iron's hot, especially when the iron is so hot that you have undeniable reason to make someone a world champion and to try it. I've mentioned this before. Your first world title is usually not your best run with the world. If you're a world title holder, your first one usually is not the one that people remember. It's the ones after that, because your first run is you're learning how to be a world champion. You get a guy like Bron who is surrounded by people in his faction. So on TV, yeah, people are going to say, oh, he's not really like looking like a world champion. That's kind of the point, is that he learns and grows to be a world champion who is more dominant. Once he drops the title, chases again. That's how the stories in wrestling and world championships tend to evolve, is someone loses a title, they get hungry again, they want it. But the first time they win it, they're so happy they did it that you celebrate it and you learn what not to do as a champion. And then everyone looks back at it and it's like, yeah, it kind of sucked, including the champion. Used to see and tends to say like, it could have been better. But that's the point. You always want to do better the next time around using the tools at your disposal. That's why the build doesn't really work if it's to your first time. You could have had him win it, and it wouldn't have been bad if he held it for a couple of months and that was it. And then you move on and then you come back to it later. Instead, we're playing this whole like, oh, not yet. Oh, not yet. No, he's not ready yet. He's ready. He's ready because you say he's ready. The fact that he had to flip a table and he got hurt also speaks to the fact that those friggin' tables are really, really heavy now. Not saying go back to the old announced tables, but those tables are big. So you either got to warn your guys before they do it, or go back to the light tables. But no, man, Bron could have done it. They could have had him as a world champion, and he could have just tried again another time, like after he lost it the first time. It just it sucks when you lose heat that quickly.
They could have easily booked this. SP3 and I both said this after they did the turn of, all right, put the title on Bron. He should have been in the Battle Royal. He should have won the Battle Royal. He should have beat Punk at Saturday night's main event and won the title. But the argument was, oh, it's not a big enough stage. Wait till WrestleMania. Now, who the fuck knows if he's going to be at WrestleMania, you dorks? But he should have beat the title. He should have won the title at Saturday night's main event. If you wanted to still do the setup you're doing now, you do that. He loses to Punk at Royal Rumble, and you can still do the same dumb mystery attacker angle at Royal Rumble that cost Braun Breaker the match, and Roman still wins the Rumble. Roman and Punk confront each other, and Braun still goes crazy the following night because he's mad about this whole thing, and Seth still turns out to be the mystery person. Does he still suffer a sports hernia injury if he flips the table the following night? Who knows? But it's the butterfly effect at this point. So, like, who knows? But like, it's the same angle, except you actually get the title on him, give him a little nearly 3-month run with the title, and you end up in the same spot that you're in now. But he's at least got the title when he was hot. He doesn't look like an idiot at the Rumble like they did this year, because at least he would have had some title defenses and everything, and he isn't completely just put on the back burner like they did from November to the Rumble. Like, he was barely part of the shows because they ran the whole suspension angle nonsense. It would have benefited him a lot more. The title reign, who knows how the title reign would have been. They weren't trending on Netflix anyway for that time because Stranger Things came out. So
that's the perfect time to do it too. That is the perfect time to do it. That's why, again, the Jinder world title reign that people like to make fun of, it happened during a summer month when they wanted to try it and they wanted to see how it looked. And yes, there's a whole expansion in India at the time, but the idea was, from a visibility standpoint, this is not the busy season, so we can try some things. And you knew you had Braun, and you knew you had a very popular guy who had superstar material on him. So like, you could have just done it and given it a shot. 3 months, perfect amount of time for your first title reign. Would have been in and out, and he got some experience with it, being the guy.
Well, they didn't do that. Now we'll see if he's ready for WrestleMania.
Exactly. Now we're just back to square one conversation on it. It's very upsetting. It's very frustrating. And like, I remember when they announced the match for Saturday night's main event, and like, so this is one of those two things can be true at the same time. Should he have been in the match and won? Yes, because he could have made the guy then. But the way they also explained it at the time was you took out the guy who did it. So why should we reward you a title match? It was a little bit like they had to cover their asses. And I think, again, two things can be right at the same time. He could have found a way into that match and won. Yeah. But at the time, it was like, all right, I get it. But you also can't keep idling the way that they did and stalling. And that's where we're at. And that's the problem.
You put him in the battle royal because it was dumb to be like, oh, you took out the guy. So like, this happens every single friggin' year with stuff. Somebody gets hurt and they don't get punished for getting hurt like that. Like you took out the champion. Like, you know, to punish you, you want to be the champion so bad? Fine. Be in this battle royal. Prove that you can be the champion. You want to just run roughshod over the champion like that? Fine. Prove yourself. Just easy. Simple. Explain it in 2 seconds.
Fair. But yeah, hopefully Bron is back sooner than later and he's healthy. That's the most important part, that he doesn't just rush it and he comes back for Mania, whatever that's going to be. And if not, comes back when he's ready. What else do we have to talk about? We haven't talked about SmackDown.
I don't remember what the hell happened on SmackDown. Randy Orton qualified, and Lash Legend should have qualified.
Should have qualified. I'm glad you feel that way because she's great. And just the 3-way that they're booking next week is very much either this is going to end in a DQ and we're going to have everyone in, or it's going to be like Cody wins and then you're like, oh, what? Or it's going to to they're going to do the.
Well, it can't be a DQ. It's a triple threat match. There's no DQs in that.
Finish, or they do a. Cody doesn't win and Cody's got to find his way to WrestleMania somehow else.
I don't care.
I know, right? I don't really want to. I don't have much to say about the Cody promo. I know that people are making the reference to Raheem. I'm not the person to talk about it, but I will suggest people look at the reactions from the Grapsity guys and from SP3, people who are on our team who are definitely more in depth to speak of this, because I'm not a black man and I can't speak to the experience. I understand that there has been an ongoing joke, but it's not to me to make the decision of whether or not it's funny. He made it into a joke, and that's how it went. So, but Cody, listen, got the crowd behind him at least, and said he's back on the chase. That part, great. Glad that Cody gets to go back on the chase. But I know a lot of people have gone back to the whole, dick measuring contests and calling himself Raheem, and like that conversation's not for me. I sit back and I just listen at that point. And no chat. I know, shockingly, not a black man. Very much a supporter of our friends in the black community, but I can't tell you that I am a black man.
I thought it was a dumb line. I was like, okay, fine. You commented on a comment that CM Punk made on whatever show he was on. I think it was the Kay Adams show. He said it. Like, all right, fine. And then Andrew Thompson kind of educated me on some stuff of why this didn't hit the way that maybe he thought it was going to. And I was like, you know what, that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I tried to educate myself through my friends of why people would be upset about this, and I understand the point of view a whole lot better because of that. Yeah, my initial reaction was like, all right, it is whatever. It's a dumb line. It's SP3 says, like, when he's like mentioning he's calling himself Raheem, it's like, it's kind of stupid, like whatever. But yeah, I understand why people, I understand better now, certainly, why there was more of a reaction to this. And look, I agree with those people. Cody should probably know better, honestly.
Does he though?
Well, I said that, like,
I know.
He should. I don't know if he does, but I said that he should. Yeah, Cody wasn't even like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he brought up a line from Punk in a media interview. He didn't even bring up a line from their promo. I thought Drew had about as good as a promo you're going to be able to have when the spot that he was in. You know, we got attacked twice. I was like, man, they're really fucking over Drew.
I was
Here.
laughing. It was like Drew just wants to talk, but every time he tries, someone takes him out. It's like, yeah, it really is the number 2 show, ain't it?
Yeah. He was in a tough spot because there's not a whole lot you're going to say when it comes to that. Like the way they went after him on Monday. But he did about as well as he could have, considering that one, he's not going to be able to like respond face to face to them because they're not going to be on the same show as him. So you're sending a response days later from afar. It wasn't going to hit the same. While you had 2 people going after you there, I thought I did like, you know, when he was saying that, okay, you guys, everybody burying SmackDown, like you guys got to step up and everything. Like, all right, like try to prove it's not the secondary show. It's trying to prove that he is the top champion, and while you guys are gonna aura farm, you know, all these people are fighting after me. I did like that Trick was a guy who came out right afterwards. They're like, oh, good, let's highlight someone who is like new and someone who is gonna show quote unquote ruthless aggression when it comes to this stuff. So I thought he did his best he could in the spot that he was in, because it was put in a tough spot with everything they said on Monday.
They really, I'm really curious to hear what happened when that promo was over and the writers were just like, well, how do we save SmackDown? If I'm NBC Universal, if I'm USA, I'm like, why did you just bury our show? Why was that okay? If I'm a network partner, I'd be pretty upset, especially going into WrestleMania season. So I'm curious about what steps were taken, if any, to rectify it. Or will there be a way to put SmackDown back on equal pairing? Maybe going into Elimination Chamber, they'll give it a little bit more. But the fact that like Drew couldn't really do much other than sit in the chair and accept it, there's got to be a better way for them to rectify that situation. Because again, I'm speaking completely like hypothetically. Again, if I were in the shoes of my as a TV partner, I'd be like, why did they just bury us? We pay them X amount a year and we pay them very well, and now you're telling them not to bother listening to that show that we pay for. That's not good. It's gonna have to force some sort of emphasis that SmackDown is still worth paying attention to, and that's the next step for the writers now to figure out.
Oh yeah, that's what Drew tried to do, the best he probably could. Of like, everyone should be upset about this. Now go out here and wrestle every match like your life depends on it, or get the fuck out. And he tried to like add whatever prestige he could to the title at that point. Like he was in kind of a tough spot with everything, because you had 2 guys going in and just basically dismissing all of this. And like, how are you supposed to respond to this? Like, you can't say you're right. Like, yeah, this show does suck.
When we went to 3 hours, this show started to suck. You're right.
Like he was just in a tough spot when it comes to that. And so I thought he did the best he could on this. And I'm not saying like it was great or anything. I'm just saying that he did the best he could given the spot that he was in.
It is what it is. Izzy Dane. I don't know if there's anything else from SmackDown. We're doing Jordan Grace and Jade Cargill next week.
Yeah.
It's a match that we're going to see. And is there anything else that really we needed to
Johnny Gargano's going to NXT, I guess.
So
or he's out of the company.
So 2 things. One, the NXT thing was interesting because yes, there was NXT on the tape on the case that he's on. However, there's also NXT on the back wall of the shot. So it could be a coincidence. I know the company doesn't always believe in coincidences, but also it's like, just because Stone Cold is on the back of a truck in a Cody spot doesn't mean Stone Cold's coming out in WrestleMania 40. But the point of that being, it could be something, it could be nothing. Other people have pointed out today that Johnny and Candace both removed WWE from their socials, from their bios, and they are promoting their pro wrestling t-shirt stores. So again, could be something, could be nothing, but we're gonna find out soon enough. But yeah, Johnny is poor Johnny. At the same time, like Johnny is he's perfectly entertaining. I just don't know what Johnny Gargano is supposed to be at this point from a character standpoint. They did the trolling. Like, how much further could you go? How much further can Johnny go as a character here?
Yeah, unless he does something different when it comes to that. But losing Ciampa, and now, I mean, the tag division's like iced at this point. The Wyatts have had the titles for like, oh no, the MFTs have the titles now.
One, yeah,
sorry. There's that shit's still continuing though. That sucks.
That's not surprising. They gotta do over the lantern that they're gonna make a toy for, right?
Yeah, that whole thing sucks.
Yeah. I can't tell you I care about it, but I can also tell you like the Johnny Gargano stuff is interesting because yeah, he's in a weird spot. But the last time he didn't have Ciampa in what was his best spot, they did the way. And that ended up kind of saving him from mediocrity in NXT. It became an
put Austin Theory back in that group, so I don't have to see him anymore.
SB3 is here. So hi. Hello. How are you?
Hi, I'm here so I don't get fined. Jeremy asked me to come.
Yeah, so all right, we gotta run through this quickly because I got curling to watch, everybody.
Naturally.
I got it right
and
here.
I just want to say y'all going way too light on Drew. That was pathetic. It was like he was fighting with no arms. He was fighting with no balls. We already knew that because he got his balls cut off on Monday. But it was basically the Adam Copeland rah. This is AEW speech.
Oh, the FTR,
and he's the top heel.
This is AEW.
He's the top heel. Like that didn't make any sense. That was a great babyface promo, but you're not a babyface. So why are you saying the SmackDown locker room should feel as angry as I feel for what you had to say? Like what? Defend yourself. Like what are you even talking about? Oh, I didn't have to go part-time or leave the company for 10 years. I don't care. Why do y'all keep talking about being full-time? Like that is like a good thing. Like I actually like the fact that Roman went part-time because it makes him bigger than the entire company. You should always do a promo that makes you feel bigger than the entire company. And we got much more fire from Drew McIntyre in Chicago before WrestleMania 40 against Punk and Seth. We got way more fire from Drew McIntyre against CM Punk for the entirety of 2024. This was the Drew McIntyre who has been beaten into submission, basically. And this is him just saying, oh, that's the best I can say.
Okay, hold on. We got to talk about this. Your accent is not racist, but it feels racist. I just want to put it out there. That's coming from me.
Okay.
What would you have Drew say, SP3?
I honestly, if that's the best that he can do, then don't say anything at all. He spent way too much time talking about it.
That would have been much worse.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have been much worse. But I mean, that just put you in a position where you don't even feel like you're in the top 5 in this company. Like Cody's promo, it put him like if there's a big 3 and Cody's a part of it, he is definitely number 3 after that promo and the Raheem line being the most memorable thing. But honestly, Drew didn't say anything that's going to be remembered next week. He didn't say anything that's going to be remembered next week. You need to talk about the fact that your cousin likes me more than he likes you. Your cousin is the one that I got this big contract from. Do you have a sword? Say something. Like bring up The Rock. Bring up Punk basically taking a month off after the Hell in a Cell because Punk mentioned that it took all the staples in the world to put you back together after our Hell in a Cell. Well, you took a month off after a Hell in a Cell. You weren't the same man after the Hell in a Cell. You said that yourself. So like he needed to respond to the promo. He was just responding to the fact that his balls got cut off by 2 guys instead of responding to the actual promo.
The problem with like responding to the promo in this case is he's not part of any of this. Like, I think this is where I give him some credit, is he at least tried to move things forward for himself and for the brand of what's to come, because he responds to the promo, and then now we're building a match and a feud that just isn't going to be built. So he was in a tough spot. He was in a tough spot with a lot of this, and that's why I say, like, he did the best he can do. Did I think it was great? No, but he was in a tough spot with what he had to say.
I don't give out participation trophies.
That's
I don't
fine.
give out participation trophies. He did the best he could. He tried. I'm sorry, you're not 10. You're not 10 years old. You're not 10 years old. You're a grown man. You need to have some agency. Have a certain spot in this company where you can add some things to your promo, because that's what Punk and Drew that's what Punk and Roman did. That's what Cody did with the Raheem line. That was definitely from him. That wasn't from WWE Creative. Now, I'm not getting mad at Drew. I see someone say, you're getting mad at Drew for WWE Creative. No, I'm getting mad at everyone. Everyone. It was just a poor excuse for a response.
It's mad at Creative because he had to deliver it, and maybe he didn't believe in it at that point.
Yeah, he obviously, that was the clearest message that I got. He did not believe in anything he was saying.
It's entirely possible. I could see that happening. Again, I said it earlier, I'll say it again. If I'm NBC Universal and I see what happened on Monday, and even if I see what happened on Friday, I'd be like, no, you gotta do better than that. That was not good, and you buried our product, and we can't do that. But then Dwayne will come back and have a match with Bad Bunny, and everything will be okay.
I don't think they're gonna mention Dwayne at all. I don't think they care to mention any of this. Like, Drew got beat up twice early on. He probably was beat down, honestly. He's like, I got these dudes taking shots at me on Raw. Now I try to come out here and speak twice, and I just get beat up. Triple H won't do the finger point photo with me. I'm just over this bullshit.
Damn.
All right.
I worked myself into this. I politicked to get myself into this position, and now I'm just getting crapped on. He should have pulled back the curtain. Like, I fought my ass off to get this position, all for the two other top guys to try to bury me. No, you can't bury me. I've been like, he had some good lines, like, talking about he fought through the pandemic. He was the one that held us down. Like, emphasize that more. And like Joel said, the main thing is there was no fire. That's what the first thing I said. There was no fire. The fire that he had against Punk, the fire that he had against Seth, there was none of that in this promo.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
All right.
That's when you freeze? Good timing. It's had a good show, and all of a sudden, this is the moment that does it. Okay, we're back.
Am I here?
The tape. Yes,
you guys didn't freeze for me. So...
it was very funny.
Oh, okay. SB3 is freezing for me, but I was fine. I have this converted. I have curling to watch, everybody. I've rewatched this. Keep in mind, I'm 6 years old. Please keep in mind.
Wait a minute.
6 years old.
So what happens when you get a participation trophy? Well, SB3 gave you shit about it.
No, he was 6.
Right, he was 6.
I was 6 years old for this. All right, I'm going to try to boot this thing up. So for those that, I don't even remember how the topic, we were talking to my mom. My mom came on this show, and the topic somehow came up. I was like, hey, remember when I got like slimed on the Nickelodeon live show? And she's like, yeah, of course. So I was like, do we have that tape? And she's like, yes. And so she sent me the tape, and I got it converted. And this is what it is, I guess. Izzy Dame. Let me see if I can pull this up here. And SB3 was here for this whole conversation, and I of course invited SB3 back for this whole thing as a fellow Nickelodeon kid when it comes to this. All right, let's see if I can play this.
We'll hit a couple of super chats.
Oh, we have super chats and stuff?
A couple. We got 3 from Tinderza.
I have curling to watch.
You'll be fine. Just put it on your DVR and watch the first end. You'll be okay.
Tired of you people.
Yeah,
all right.
What do you mean, you people?
I don't know. All right, let's see if I can pull this up here. I mean, the chat. Tired of the chat. I'm always tired
girl's
of the
telling you
chat.
change your oil. So
yeah.
Change your oil.
I did.
That's where the real conversation is sorted.
That's true. All right, is this gonna work? Can everybody see this?
Yes.
Does it pop up? Okay.
Is that you?
No. Oh, what the hell? No. All right, Kate. Let me know if you have audio here. Is there
No.
audio?
No.
What you got to do is go into the settings for that thing, and there's a little toggle switch that says show or play audio, share with audio or something.
What? Oh, okay. Hold on. Why are you making this confusing, Joel?
It's not me. It's when you do the present and you share the screen. There's a
yeah. I see. Okay, yeah. You're right. Okay, I see it now. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. All right. Is screen back up?
Yeah.
Everything
yeah.
good? Okay. Oh, hold on. There's a bunch of bullshit. All right. Audio now.
Yes.
That's my dad. Glasses, front row, hat. That's me next to him, and that is my mom. Okay.
Love that.
Left or right hand side. Right hand side. My mom's far right. I'm in the middle, and that's my dad. All right. So there we are. Opening shots there. I'm gonna skip ahead to like the actual competition, I guess, when it comes to this stuff. Yeah, I gotta find that. So, all right, hold on.
Just man spread right out.
What's that?
Just man spread out right out there.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Here's.
Yes, you do. So let's meet our blue team.
All right, folks.
Jeremy.
6-year-old me, everybody.
Jeremy and Katie, what are your names? Jeremy, Katie. How about it? The kids are rocking on the first question. Good job.
Got the first question right.
This game is so simple. Here's your first question.
This is my
What
mom.
the last name of Clarissa on the Nickelodeon show Clarissa Explains It All?
Not quite sure.
My mom's a great actress.
What is it?
She sells the bit.
It's Darling. Will you count with me? 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's nice and slimy today.
So my mom gets slimed there.
Back to the kids. Judges.
All right,
they flick
nobody
the
judge
cards.
me
No. We
here.
are supposed to wear slime with pride here at Nickelodeon. That constitutes a pie penalty.
All right, well, hold on. After this
Would you like
portion.
to see a double pie penalty? Okay. All right.
So now I get to
One
throw a
for you,
pie in
one
my
for
mom's
you.
face.
On the
What?
count of 3. Come on
But
up, kids.
WWE production
If you will place these
misses
pies
this
into
whole
your
thing.
opponent's face. Get a little closer. All right, audience, help me out. 1, 2, 3.
See, WWE production here just missed me throwing the pie in my mom's face.
Do we have another pie? Do we have another one? Did you see that?
And
All right.
they get to throw another pie because their mom
1.
threw the pie back at them.
Thank you. Come on back. Come on back.
What was the pie made of?
Next question.
I think it was just like whipped cream. All right, no one judge me.
Double dare.
I'm 6.
What is Mark Summers' last name? It's not.
He literally
Summers, is
told
it?
you.
No. Yes.
You just want
Adults, what is the first
I'm
name
6,
of
everybody.
Mark's math teacher? Barbara, let's verify that. It's not Barbara, is it? Yes. Oh, she did say yes. All right, kids, your final question.
Like
Do you
schools.
have a pet at home? Yes. All right, we're sure on this one. Adults, you can relax. It's your final question.
I got the pet at home right.
What
very
was the
least.
date that Nickelodeon first appeared on television? And I need the exact date.
September 15th, 85.
My mom just gives my birthday. Although she said 85, not 88.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
My mom just decided to dox my birthday there.
You know what? The kids are clean, which means they win our slime demonstration. And this
It's coming,
entitles you to
okay?
a final bonus question. What was the one answer you did not want to give on the Nickelodeon show? You can't.
So they
do
set
it
us
on
up here.
television. We'll let them think it over.
Because you're not allowed to say, I don't know. And they tell us to say, I don't know.
We have an answer. I don't know. Go get him.
I was very scared there. You could just see me mouth, "Oh no."
Adults, will you head on over to the kids? Give them a great big messy hug. How about a round of applause for our volunteers for helping us with the demonstration? Yeah.
So that is 6-year-old me
Kids have
and
gone
my
all
lovely
over,
mother
slimed and making a mess. It's
getting
really
slimed
cool. In
at
fact,
Universal
the
Studios
best
at Mega Messamania.
Hey,
Everybody.
Round of applause. Amazing.
That was great.
I hope it lived up to the hype. I don't know if there was any hype,
You know
It
what?
definitely did.
but
I think it did. And you know what? I will say this: 6-year-old Jeremy, very cute kid.
oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Jeremy, what's your name? Jeremy.
Man.
I
It's Virginia.
literally hope I continue to remember that because that's how I'm going to say his name from now on. Whenever
Please don't.
Jeremy.
Please don't.
He eventually dropped the accent, did he?
Yeah. Please do not say.
Jeremy.
Please do not say my name like that.
Oh man. Sanders has sent a super chat saying Super Bowl ads are terrible. The amount of AI blah. Yeah, well, we talked about it earlier. They were not very good, but some people like them. Those people are wrong. Tinder's adding on that WWE is not even acknowledging Black History Month. I haven't seen
Yeah.
anything. Have you guys?
No, SP3 and I
No.
talked about that last week as we were like, yeah, AEW had that preloaded Black History Month tweet, and WWE hasn't done anything.
Even Shivani on Collision, he was like, "It's Black History Month every month." I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, they making a statement after the
Yeah.
Raheem promo." I was like, "You can't say it in this company, sir." It's
They
not
had
funny you
Shivani.
saying
They had Shivani come in and redub that line. They're like, nah, you hear Cody's promo? No, we ain't that company. Come back in here, Shivani. Get this line over.
He's sitting in his hotel room speaking into an iPhone camera, just like hoping for the best quality of this thing. Oh, I get it, man. It's so obnoxious that they can't just celebrate the things that they all
They can.
that they refuse to. That they
Yeah, let's not act like, oh, they can't do it. They
No,
can.
absolutely
They're
can't. I mean, they can't take the
afraid.
time. Yeah, I mean that they can't take the time and make the effort to put it out there. It's such an easy thing to celebrate.
It's
and
a
an important thing
graphic.
to celebrate.
But they responded to the heat they got the last couple of years when they didn't do anything for Martin Luther King Day. They did
Yeah.
something. They did the video. They brought back the video package on Martin Luther King Day this year. So hopefully we just keep badgering them, and maybe next year they
that's
acknowledge that it's
fake.
Black History.
Eh,
It took out the Martin Luther King thing because it was Vince McMahon's favorite person, and then they realized, oh, heat's off Vince, we can bring it back. So don't you worry. When Vince is in the Hall of Fame, they'll bring Black History. They'll bring back Black History Month presentation. We'll see.
it's fake.
Yes, it is. And Tinder's adding in, get Benito on a dual AEW CMLL contract versus Bandito. Well, you won't see Bandito and Benito because Bandito's too busy being hurt. So strip him of the title, give it to Vanilla Baby,
Killer Cross. Oh yeah.
give it to Killer Cross, and
Isn't Bandito on ROH this week?
who knows? He's injured though. He was.
Yeah, he's announced for a matchup, an 8-man tag.
All right, well,
Sure.
see if his hand hurts. Did they tape that match already?
I guess so. They
well.
advertised it. I think it was recorded at the big Las Vegas taping.
All right. Well, he had an appearance.
Look at me still running the C-suite for Kimmy.
Someone's got
Well, maybe that's where he got hurt then, because that was Wednesday. So maybe that's where he got hurt.
Yeah, because then he had a
'Cause he
lucha
got-
appearance on Friday that he got not pulled from, but he not pulled. He did meet and greets instead. He didn't do the match.
Yeah.
So who knows? Anyway, is there anything else? We didn't really get to talk about Collision, but I thought the parking lot brawl was a lot of fun. That was a good
That
time.
was a blast.
Yeah, it was a really good match.
And the main event was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The triple threat match was a lot of fun. My one like piece of criticism / it's not even nitpicky was the Statlander and the announcement of the strap match. How did we get to a strap match when it was the opponent that actually set the wheels in motion on what the stipulation should be? Because Thekla comes in, she takes off her belt, she starts whipping Stat. What was it going to be? Is my question. What was Stat?
that's the better question of what was it going to be before she got whipped. But hey,
Maybe-
I think it's going to be a
Maybe-
hell of a matchup. I just found it funny that they don't trust Statlander with a live mic.
maybe she didn't know what it was going to be, and she needed Statlander or Thekla to whip her because she clearly didn't know on Monday or Wednesday what it was going to be. That's why, well, I'm just gonna tell you on Saturday. She's just trying. She's the person who just like can't make up her mind on what it's gonna be. So somebody else needs to make the decision for her. So Thekla is like, I'll make this decision for you. I'm gonna whip you, and you will give me a strap match.
That's how it works. Anyway, yeah, Collision was a fine wrestling show, and yeah, the main event was great, and the parking lot brawl was a lot of fun. But yes, what was the match supposed to be before Thekla beat up Statlander? What was it going to be, Stat? That's what I want to know.
Statlander wins match, because that's what all these matches should be. All these dumbass baby faces and heels and be like, oh, let's do a street fight. Just do a match where you win.
True.
Dummies.
Raw tonight is at the Rocket Mortgage Arena in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, I'm not going to this.
I mean, it's too late. Remember, you got to ask a few weeks in advance.
Nah, I mean, like I could probably get like relatively cheap. I don't know. Let's see how much tickets are.
Pay for tickets? Good luck.
WWE?
Yeah. WWE tickets. I can get 2 tickets if I wanted to for $77. That's not bad.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's
Goes
way
down
up
the
top,
day of.
but
That's true.
but like they haven't announced anything. I'm gonna go see Natty and Maxine. I don't care about that. Go see the Usos and the Alpha. I don't care about that. Elimination Chamber matches. You got to give me, at least tell me who's going to be in these friggin' matches. I think Rhea's in one, so there's that. But
yeah, there's a women's elimination chamber too.
Like they haven't told me
Rhea and or EO, because they didn't make that clear in that backstage promo on.
Yeah. But like you're not telling me who's. They haven't announced anything. Like if I was a person on the fence, I'm not. I kind of made up my mind early that I wasn't going. But like if I was a person on the fence, I'd be like, this isn't really exciting me to the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go. Like I assume Roman's not gonna be there.
You don't want to see CM Punk get interrupted by Finn Balor to set up their match at Elimination Chamber. That Finn's absolutely going to win, and everyone's excited for it.
Oh,
and then it's going to be Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor for the world title in the main event of WrestleMania Night 2.
It seems like it's just going to be a pretty skippable show. I don't know. I got basketball to watch. You know what I mean?
That's fine. And curling now. So there is that.
Well, I got to put on curling. Now, SP3, how are we feeling about the game tonight? Is it meaningless? Like, I feel like it's kind of meaningless. No Shea, no Luka. Like, does it matter?
I want to know what the NBA has on all these teams where they can only bring their players back when they're facing the Lakers. That seems to be the theme. That seems to be the theme of, we're only going to bring our player back if we're playing the Lakers.
Oh.
So we'll see what happens. It's a meaningful game. I mean, we need it for playoff position because we're stuck in the log jam in the middle of the West between 4 and 7. So we need this win a lot more than y'all do too, because y'all been on kind of a bad run. I think I saw a stat today, you're 16-11 through the last 27 games. So, and you've lost 5 of your last 10. So yeah, you need the win. We need the win. So probably should be a good game.
All right. I mean, I'm gonna watch. Like, especially if Dub wasn't playing, I'd be like, throw this game out. Who cares? Like, but Dub playing, like, I mean, like, we played well against the Rockets, but no creator. It's like, this isn't gonna go well. Like, yeah, Luka's out and Shea's out. That's why, like, my takeaway from this game is gonna be like, all right, cool. If we win, if we lose, whatever. Like, the Lakers are a completely different team with Luka. We're a completely different team with Shea. There's nothing to read into based on this game. It's just both teams, kind of need to win, and that's about the only thing you can surmise from this.
Yeah.
All right, what was your moment of the weekend, Joel?
Watching no, I'm just kidding. Just say Cody Rhodes. No. My moment of the weekend was the parking lot brawl. A lot of fun, a really good match, and on top of it, anytime Eddie Kingston gets to hit a suplex and then yell an expletive is absolutely worth your time. So go out of your way to watch parking lot brawl from Collision this past weekend.
Do you have a moment of the weekend, SP3?
Well, moment of the weekend is definitely Benito's halftime show for sure, Bad Bunny. But if you're talking about wrestling, it would be Saya Kamatani surviving a broken finger and just continuing on and putting on an absolute banger with Starlight Kid from the Stardom Supreme Fight. Go out of your way to watch that matchup. Spoiler alert, that's probably going to be on Best Matches on Thursday.
It's a gnarly injury too, my God.
It was. They did a whole injury stoppage. Everybody's like, oh, the whole crowd's like hushed. They're like, oh my God, what's going on? And then she just fires out. She's like, ah! It was awesome.
Some referees hit the X. This referee was like, timeout.
Yeah, he said timeout, and then he's announcing it, and then Saya's like, no, come on. I loved it. That was my moment in wrestling of the weekend.
My moment of the weekend, it is wrestling, and it is Bad Bunny, because that man took a table bump, and so I'm going to count it.
He did.
Shout out to Bad Bunny. He did a great performance. And unfortunately, there was a football game around it. It should have just been 2 hours of Bad Bunny, and we could have just skipped the football game.
I went to sleep. I turned it on in the second quarter with 3 minutes left. I watched Bad Bunny, and then I went to sleep.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a good game. We're owed a good game next year. We've had two straight games. Rough. What can you do? All right, results of our poll question. Curling. 28% of you suck. And I hope you never watch this show again. Go find Doug in the hole that he will forever be in and never speak to me again. 28% of you said no. 72% of you.
At least I picked one person. You picked several hundreds.
I picked 28% of people in this voted in the poll question. Yes.
Wow.
I'm going after all of you. I'm going to throw stones at all of you.
That stuff is very heavy, those stones. It costs a lot to make, too.
They do.
A video.
72% of you are cool. You guys stay as long as you want. Hang out. Have a good time. We appreciate you. 28%? No. Get out of here, Jose. I like Jose. He's the regular. I do like Jose.
You trying to say no way, Jose?
Yeah, you guys were nice about 6-year-old Jeremy. I'm kidding, everybody. Jeez, do I gotta like clarify the bit here? You know,
People drop in and out of the show. Remember?
True.
That over
Jeremy?
True. I'm gonna need a new co-host for Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Hey, I know a guy.
Hey, we're gonna talk J. Cole, The Fallout tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right.
We'll talk
All right. What did we accomplish today, SB3? Go say it. Say it.
Jeremy?
Thank you. Joel, what did we accomplish today?
The Winter Olympics are on, and you should be watching, especially curling, and then the hockey, and then you should watch the ski jump so that you can go back and hear all about Penis Gate. Yes, we talked about it. Putting that stuff in your junk, and you got to watch the flying penises. That's what you got to call this. I'll put my hand down.
The hell just happened?
I realized what I looked like. Ooh, my heart. That was the skis going off the rail, not me.
He was about to get Nash Carter down here. Damn.
And also there was wrestling this weekend, but who could possibly care? Because San Benito, he put on the halftime show of the year.
I think the biggest thing we accomplished today is that racists are going to be racist because they're racist. And fuck them all. Shout out to Bad Bunny.
But the problem is they're not getting fucked, and that's the issue.
Yeah, potentially. I don't know their life like that.
I do.
They don't do podcasts and open with that stuff. Maybe they do. I don't know. I don't listen to their podcasts.
How's your throat feeling?
Much better. Kind of, you know.
You lubricated it throughout the show.
Yeah, I added my water going. Yeah, it's a little time passed.
Yep,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Yeah.
We're back tomorrow, SB3 and Jeremy, to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. They've already
boring ass Raw, I'm sure.
No, listen, you guys can talk about
that's where we're gonna talk the Fallout.
Yeah.
Talk about that record. Talk about whatever you're going to talk about. I'm sure curling will come up inevitably because sports.
I'll bring it up. Yeah, I gotta watch it now. Yeah.
And who knows what else? There will be more news. Injury news coming to Fightful Select. It may have already dropped, so go check that out. And we'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. So leave a thumbs up on the way out, ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.